What's happening? What's happening? What's happening?
What's going on?
It's live in effect. What's going on, everybody? It's the internet.
Sorry.
What's that? What's
That
that?
was my thing. It was you know.
We got a show
What's
within the
going
show.
on, internet man? You know,
Yeah,
we
well,
rocking the space
Facebook,
tonight.
how new face, you scrolling and then the shit just plays whatever video pops up and then it just plays this shit. Like, damn, let me play on it.
All right, without further ado, we got Big Pimpin' Pete on the scene again. How you feeling, my brother?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Just chilling like a villain, trying to make a killing.
Yeah. What's up, dirty folks? You there?
He on mute.
It's finally working. All right, what's going on, guys? What's going on? What's going on?
Good, bro. It was good.
Yeah, we got dirty folks on the scene. Chi-Town's finest, the tolerologists.
Dirty folks. Dirty folks. Dirty folks. No soap. No soap.
They intro hard.
I'm gonna have to give me one of them, man. That's dope.
I thought you had one already for the Alchemist.
I do. You know what? Yeah, I do have one, man. I'm about to get that to you.
Yeah,
I do have one.
We got my man Vine. He's straight out of Shy too. You know what I'm saying? The Love Alchemist.
You know I got the formula for that ass. You know I got the formula.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
And last but not least, the fly bow tie guy on the scene once again with the hat and the bow tie. Coming with my brother straight out of Naptown. You know we out there balling.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight's topic, we got how can men support other men to be good fathers and get good wives or slaves. I barely can see the title right now, so I had to throw that in. The title's cut off from my head.
Mm-hmm. Say it again. Read it again. I didn't quite get it. What's the title, bro?
Title.
Say it one more time. How can men be better? One more time.
How could men help each other to become?
Wait, it's like how can men support other men to be better fathers and have wives or slaves?
Okay, so that's what it is. So how can men be better? How can men support other men to be better fathers and have wives or slaves? That's what it is.
Right, yeah. And or
slaves.
It's an option.
It's an option.
It's an option, and you might have.
She can be a wife or a slave, whatever we want. That's what you're saying. All right, that's right. Let's get
What's up, Dirty? You there?
Yeah, man, I'm here, man. Just for the record, though, the last part I was just teasing y'all, but you put it in, so I'm gonna roll with it.
Hey, it looked like a good title to bring people in, so I roll with it. I started laughing as soon as I seen it, so I just roll with it, bro. But go ahead and bless us with what you coming with this title, man.
Man, now, okay. What was I doing, y'all? So my whole thing is, and in the light of, because we made the title for this before the Will Smith situation happened, um, and but I am gonna use that as a catalyst. So I was looking at
Yeah, you see I threw him on the ad.
can't get this shit. All right, here we go. So Bam. All right. So the reason I chose the topic even before Will went full full fuck my career up is because I always talk about how men create culture. I always talk about that. And the way that men create culture is by holding other men to a particular set of standards, right? So that when you don't know what to do, you have a guiding presence to tell you what to do. So you don't do shit on impulse that'll fuck up the church's money, right? And I was just, so I was already thinking as like, yo, as guys, what obligation do we have to other guys to make sure other guys are straight so they can make sure their family is straight? Or it's every man for themselves and it's just, protect all women.
Right. Yeah.
You got crazy stump on that one. You're like, wait, I don't know what to ask now.
I mean, honestly, I had a thought, but this right here made me lose my thought, Pete.
yeah.
I ain't gonna even lie, man.
Well,
This right here
the tide, the brim, and the bride.
I dare not want him to repeat it again.
See, we came a long way from Mad Dog 2020.
Right.
But then again, here in France,
Boy,
I
got
probably
money
need some
now.
Mad Dog 2020 in
That
France,
is
though.
right. Well, we came a long way from
He got
crack.
dog
But
hats and bow ties now.
I said, look, we came a long
He
way
got
from
dog-
crack.
hey.
But thanks for Biden. He's gonna bring it back for us.
That brother got dog hats and bow ties now.
Uh-huh.
See what happened when you start paying taxes? Oh, my Lord.
Mhm.
So initially, you putting the question out there what us men can do to support each other, start
Right.
tribing up instead of being individuals. You know what I'm saying? Divided and screaming, protect black men.
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think they exclusive things. I tell you a story. Back in the day before women ran the world, right? So way back in these days of the 1990s, right? And I've said this on other podcasts. I recall there was a strong push for men to help younger men. It was a strong push for to make sure you got some money in your pocket, either legally or illegally. It was a strong push for people in the community to create their own clubs, clique, gangs, frats, whatever, and bring boys in. And it wasn't just you had an activity to do. It was like you had to actually come to meetings. You had to learn the policies of the club that you in, whether it was Boy Scouts or the Boys and Girls Club or whatever it was. Like you had to remember pledges and creeds. Like yo, you're a part of something, and being part of that openly exclusive club like Boy Scouts. Anybody could be a Boy Scout, but everybody wasn't. Then it was like yo, my troop, or my troop first, but then Boy Scouts in general. These are the things that we'll do to help the other guys. Now we're at a point where they keep telling you that there's no delineation but protect all women, right? So you can't have Boy Scouts without girls who protect all women, right? So I'm trying to figure out if is there still an obligation to guys? Because if there's not an obligation to guys, then it's gonna be a lot of Will Smithing happening.
So, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna chime in on that because I like Oak is bringing up a good point. Like it was like that back in the days. You know what I'm saying? Now, and even if you see how society looks at it and how government does it, right? We look at a brother has a wife, woman, or whatever. They have a child, right? He loses his job, his source of income, his ability to provide for his family, right? There's nothing in place. Nobody cares to even. We know the government programs. They'll pay for the housing for the wife, for the woman, where she has to exclude the father or the man, take care, and the kid is provided by very menial means, right? enough money for food, enough money for WIC, for food, utilities and shit like that, right? And society has adapted to that mindset. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the Black community, because they didn't help the man. Now what they'll do is ridicule the man and say, "Oh, he's a deadbeat dad. How he can't provide." I even seen it on Facebook probably like a month ago. One of the cats I follow, he was like, "Yeah, if a man can't pay child support, he basically needs to see death." And that's like, yo, as a father who's had to do that, there were times that financially, like when the market crashed, my income was based on the market, on the real estate market. So when I had problems, should I have died? You know what I'm saying? I did not pay child support or go through periods of delaying my payments of child support because I was a deadbeat. I went through it because I financially had hardships, and no one came to rescue me. There was no programs that put me back on my feet. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't even men that was like, "Yo, Pete, da 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 da." Everybody worries about the woman. Society mentally worries about the woman, and nobody gives a fuck about the dad. And they always assume because the dad don't pay child support that he's a deadbeat. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore nobody rescues him. They want to put him in jail, right? And no one says, "Hey man, let me help you take care of your family." So there's no rush to that. It's just a rush to let's save the women, save the women. He couldn't afford a job. He lost his job. Let's try to get him on another job. No, they like, whatever, screw him, put him in jail. You know what I'm saying? And put the mother in this housing and this, that, and the third. And I agree with it. And as it became a norm for society, it's been even more a norm for Black society. There's no one ever saying, "Hey, yo, your baby daddy ain't paid. Do you know why he not paying child support?" You know what I'm saying? Because we're only hearing her side of the story. And you mean to tell me every woman that complained about getting child support, the father ain't busting his ass trying to make it happen? And I say this personally, if you ask my son's mother at a point in time, she'd have been like, true story, had an argument, right? Because I was going through it financially. I'm in sales, and I was like behind 5-6 months, right? But I'm trying to stay afloat to make sure I got a place for myself when I get my son. I'm still seeing my son, have him, all of that. And I just was like, "Yo, why the fuck you trying to go in on me?" I said, "Yo, you've been getting," my son was like 12, 11. I said, "Yo, for the last 11 years, you've been getting child support. No issues." You know what I'm saying? I was like, "I'm going through financial hardship." "Well, you ain't do what you doing lately." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I have outweighed my support for 11, 12 years compared to 6 months that I'm having financial issues. Meanwhile, you don't even need the money, right? Because it's not that I even need the money. It's me and my husband. Okay, so you have decent income. Your husband, who, women are quick to say stepdaddy season, has income. I assume together, based on your job and his type of job, at minimum, y'all bringing in 6 figures combined. Same mortgage, same whatever. But if you had asked her, she'd be like, "Oh, I ain't shit. I ain't paying. I ain't this. I ain't that." Right? And so society, if you ask that person, that's what you would get. If you ask me, yo, I'm kind of going through it. Sales and money, funny. I when I had it, I gave it. Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So there's nobody coming in to rescue Pete. Nobody's like, "Yo," you know what I'm saying? "Let me hook Pete up." No, nobody in society is saying that. And I don't want to take the floor too long, but I have a second
I got a
story.
question.
Because I don't know. I have a second story, right? I had a buddy that I really rock with at the time, right? We were like this, lived with me. You know what I'm saying? It was a time I had to live with him, but for the period of time, he lived with me for damn near like 2 years, rent free, no bills, no nothing, right? And I remember when he got a job, he worked for a pretty good company, right? I had issues with my car, I didn't have a ride. When I had my ride, he was using it. When he had his ride, I was using it. And so when he got on, I was like, all right, cool. You're not as stressed, but I'm like, I'm dealing with the struggle. And I was like, yo, can you get me on? I'm shit. They pay for a car. So now you could get around it. You could use both business and personal. And you get a decent base salary, which will help me, pay my bills and pay my rent. And he was like, okay. And no rush to help. Right. I was like, I had to ask a couple times, and I'm not a person to press you about it. And never really got no results. But of course, it's not too long. I get on my feet, right? And I'm doing my thing. I'm making my money. And I'm hearing these conversations of, because, both were single. And every time I'm hearing them, he's talking about, some chick he met. And he basically was trying to help her get a job. Like, and this happened like a couple times. And it was about at least 3 to 4 different women that he said that. And I'm like, so you really helping these shit who are strangers, by the way, not whatever. When he was homeless and he didn't put him up. And I calibrate these two stories together because it goes along with what Oak says. There's no code of conduct. You know what I'm saying? And it's always help the females out, help the woman out, not help the man out. And I'm supposed to be your ace. You know what I'm saying? You grill me about the jobs when you're on it, but you don't grill these new women that you never met, that you never knew, don't know their background, don't know if they sufficient or not, but you're willing to help them, opposed to helping me as a man. So I combine that to say I get where Oak is saying. It's like, yo, we had that at one time. You could not hook your boy up. You could not hook a man up that was struggling. Now, it don't give a fuck. And everybody's jumping. Well, help the females out. Provide housing for the women. You know what I'm saying? They got the kids. Fuck him. If he fucked up his job, you know what I'm saying? Whether he got laid off or whatever, he a man. Fuck him.
I got something to say and a question.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, bro.
I first want to say that I had made a post about how I'm a married man advocate, pro married man, whatever, right? But don't get it twisted. I'm also pro man because I'm a man before anything. You know what I'm saying? And I believe in creating policies for men. You see what I'm saying? Because you know why? It's not that, to all the women out there, they ain't saying that I don't think about y'all. In the end, this helps married men when they marry y'all. Because if men get policy in there, I'm able to help out my family more. I'm able to provide for my children more. So I completely agree that men got to get together and start putting some policies out here. You know what I mean? My question to you, Oak, is how do we get men to support Tribe Up, support, and get these policies in place, or whatever you want to call it.
Before you go, Oak,
You
let
know,
me answer your question though,
go
because you
ahead.
posed a question that I wanted to get answered. You asked about the obligation to boys, and there has to remain an obligation to help boys. You know what I mean? It's so many. If the numbers are that 80% of our boys are growing up, in households led by women, then that's a serious imbalance. And those of us who can should, you know what I mean? And I think there has to be an obligation by us as men to help who we can. You know what I mean? You can't help everybody, and not everybody's even willing to be helped. But when we can, we definitely should have some sort of obligation to help boys. I think one of the problems that we're dealing with too is that this society promotes such an imbalance. So it's black girl magic and nothing for the boys, right? And then there leaves on the other side of that, we got to do something for the boys, of course. And then there's this sentiment because of all of this energy and effort being put into the girls. It's almost like the pendulum effect is, well, to hell with the girls in many regards. So I'm saying there has to be, I think, some kind of balance. and there's a concerted effort, I think, by whoever it is, the powers that be or whatever, that makes sure that that pendulum keeps swinging from one extreme to the next, rather than allowing us to, be centered and rooted in something that's much more healthy. You see, Michelle Snyder says the alchemist is plotting how we continue this conversation into about helping women. Michelle, I think Michelle sweet on me. What's anyway? That girl always got something nice to say about me. Anyway, yeah. So I agree with you 100%, man. That there definitely has to be um, a concerted effort for us to help the boys, man. We got to. So I'm not gonna stay long on that because I know you got another question that you want to get to. So go ahead, bro.
Hey, repeat the question, Quasi. What was you asking? You don't remember. You old.
You got wine and
How
cheese.
how
You
Wine
just
and
say real,
cheese, like
or some
the
real
player.
Francois shit. He on some real Francois shit right now.
Let him eat
You caught
how
him.
cake.
how do
Yeah,
we
you caught
get
him.
how do we get men to start supporting each other and creating these policies, these institutions, or whatever you want to name it, to benefit us? You know what I'm saying? So we can benefit our families if you decide to have one, or just,
Um,
you know what I'm saying?
here's I thought about this a long time, right? About that aspect. Um, I would give up on black men. I would try to get uh white men to use a black face to do the program and a white face to promote it, because black men
Mm.
seem to not believe they can do shit without a woman. Um, but I don't know. I'm the guy to do it because fuck these hoes. But here's I want to fuck these kids. Fuck these kids too. Here's the thing. You can call it system, you can call it policy, you can call it whatever.
Not the baby.
But at the end of the day, to be the man, because everybody want to be the man just cause. Everybody want to be the only good dude. Like when you fucking with these toddlers, every man want to be the only good man, and they'll crush other men to do it just so they can put their coat over a puddle for a chick who'll be like, I could jump on my own puddle. Niggas is crazy. But to be the man is to be a man who helps other men feed his family. That's all the man ever was, and that's not a position in which you luck into. You intentionally go out to say, man, can I provide assistance, employment, protection, whatever, to the guys, and then the guys will take care of everything else. You know what I'm saying? That is the dream of the Ronald Reagan trickle down theory, right? So, because here's the thing, to help a woman is to hurt the family. It's not even just hurting men, because men will be all right, we'll live. It don't take much for men to be all right, but it hurts the family. You know what I'm saying? Because people are quick to, and I had this conversation with one of the young boys, and I said, man, nobody cares about you. So when you go to these mentoring programs, they don't care about you. They don't help boys because they boys. They help boys to help the mother. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, after they help you pass your little ACT test, you can't go back to Operation Push. You can't go back to the classes at the Urban League. You can't go back to your congregation to get assistance at 19. Fuck 21. You know what I'm saying? They only helping your mom to get you out the door so they can help your mom some more. I said, man, that's how social service programs are set up. But they set up that way to help quote unquote minorities. However, when they say minorities, they can differentiate between minority as a color, or minority as a gender, or minority as a sexual preference. They have the ability to do that all the time. We also have the ability, but you can't get guys together and say, yo, bro, check this out. Fuck them bitches. Let's do what we gotta do, and the girls gonna chase us because girls don't know how to do shit. They follow the winners. You know what I'm saying? So the key is how you get all guys. The key is how you get a couple of guys to play their position, and then we just own all the guys. And then, because a guy with a couple of dollars, he gonna find a girl. A girl with a couple of dollars, you tell her keep men out the house. Fuck them men. She's still getting pregnant somehow, but fuck them men. You know what I'm saying? Help men, encourage men, and then all of a sudden you have families on the D-low. You could tell men not to have women in the house, they'll go crazy. They'll be like, man, that's my crib. We gotta change this whole policy. We gonna burn, rape, and pillage until you change the policy. Women don't give a fuck about men. Women don't even like men. Women like dick. Women don't like men. So there's a handful that do, but that's small pickings. My man just called me earlier. My boy Thatcher, my Masonic brother, man, he calls me out the blue to tell me a girl just set up his brother-in-law, his wife's brother. I'm putting this business out there, but it's important for people to understand. And his wife's brother worked at the water department, had a good job, you know what I'm saying, married, kid on the way, goes to trial. The trial was so long, they found him guilty. Nobody could believe it. He called me and asked about the the what he can do between now and sentencing to get his. I said, man, you can file an appeal bond. I was like, yo, his lawyer should have did that on the way out the court. I said, man. He said everybody was so frustrated because on the way out the court, the first thing his wife said is, "Fuck it, I'm finna go. If he getting locked up, I'm finna go get an abortion." And he said, "Oh, you was the first person I thought of." I said, "I can tell you, nigga, these bitches ain't shit. You just got lucky, my nigga." You know what I'm saying? He been married with how long that she been married? Like 21 years now. He got lucky. He found a good one, and we all happy for him. But got him in this muddy water out here, my nigga. So you know what I'm saying? As soon as the money slowed up, her first thought was, man, I need to reduce costs. I'm going to head to the chop shop. Kill her
Mm.
husband, baby, because she don't give a fuck about having a husband or having kids. She give a fuck about her lifestyle that she gonna lose if the nigga that work at the water department go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Women are survivalists. They not loyal. They not lovers. They survivalists. You know what I'm saying? They attach they shit. They sell to shit like a succubus and run with it. And if you got a good one, she won't destroy you while she rolling with you. But if you don't, then you get a Jada that'll make you fuck up everything because she ain't got shit else to do. That's what girls do when they get bored. They fuck up shit. So like little kids, like little children. You look up, like my baby too quiet. You wake up, the baby got flour all over the kitchen, all over themselves. It's just what babies do. You know what I'm saying? Toddlers gonna toddle. So you gotta concentrate on one for boys a rite of passage, but then you gotta take the boys because you can't have the boys have a mother because the mother gonna fuck you up. So even though I agree with the alchemist. I agree in principle. I don't agree in practice because I see how individual men giving up their time to be basketball coaches, math mentors, tutors, that doesn't leave an impact because he still has to go home and hope that another man steps up and takes the boy the rest of the way. Because mothers don't know shit. They
Yeah.
don't know shit. So you know, so it had to be like a system, like the what's his name, King Randall did down in Atlanta when he just took boys like fuck you gonna live with me, we gonna do a boarding school, we gonna get you. You will have to. You have to damn near make the same way that foster care take kids from the daddy. You will have to have a damn near system like I got to take the boys from the mama just to make sure she don't fuck up everything she touch. You know what I'm saying? Either based on love to make them weak or hate to make them hate but there's as long as you know what I'm saying there's a system of you have a baby you get a house you know yeah
Yeah.
What you got to say that, Bond?
Man, I mean, he was on point. I mean, I don't agree that women are just categorically ragged either way that he does, but I get where he's coming from with the other points, though. I think what's largely missing is kind of in the same vein that he emphasized rites of passage for boys. That's a cultural thing, right? That establishes cultural behaviors and boundaries and norms for male behavior. And I think without that, we have a lot of male dysfunction, a lot of destructive male behavior. But I think the same thing is true again for females. And so the point, I guess, is that wherever you don't have rites of passage and cultural boundaries and cultural structure and cultural guidelines, you're going to have destructive behavior regardless of the gender. So I don't just and for the same reason that you have to have that rites of passage for boys, that just reemphasizes the point that males will misbehave and tear shit up if they don't have the same thing that that those girls have. So again, I just don't think that organically males or females would do good things or constructive things or build and have great outcomes. I don't think either sex would organically have great outcomes without some sort of structural guidelines and boundaries, cultural practices in place. So I'm with him
yeah
though. I feel 100% on that. Would you say, oh,
I agree with that. So I say I agree with that. People
Yeah.
perform up to their level of penalty. So to have a
Mhm.
code is to have penalties for actions, and there ain't no penalties for these toddlers. That's why they just still pillage at 50, and then be like, "I'm a grandma. I think I deserve a 30-year-old husband that look like Malik, Malik Yoba or some shit." Like, fucking. But that's
Man,
what there's.
look. There's too much agreement, but I think Pete will say.
Because she gonna do what the fuck she wanna do, regardless of what he says.
Hey, that I like that one. I like
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah, I got some sound effects on y'all.
Yes, sir, that's a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, I
uh,
like that. That was hilarious. Um, the this ain't the discussion, but I'm gonna make the discussion because I think we kind of agree on that. Um,
I
one of the
wanted to
reasons.
add
I
something.
got a question. I got a question.
Mhm.
Who is in the way? Like who's in who? What type of men are in the way?
Simps,
Mm.
they're in the way because you know what I'm saying. Like the first thing they do is always want to balance out. There is no always balance, right? Do something for the boys, then we got to do something for the women. And the problem is that's the same subject, right? Obama, when he tried to do the school for the boys, right? The first thing it got shot down because women were like, well, what about the girls? And we always feel like it always has to be equal. Well, it can't be equal if you want men to lead. You have to build the men first so they can lead the community in a direction. If you make it equal, then you create a female leader and a male leader, and you once again separate them. You know what I'm saying? Right now, especially in the black community, black men are behind the eight ball. You know what I'm saying? Because for the last 50, 70 years, there has not been, whether it's governmental or community wise, there's nothing there for men. And one of the problems is and I'm gonna say this is the because you're always gonna try and balance it out, always trying to include the women. What about the women? And that breaks the G code, that breaks the man code. How can we progress? I expect women to say that shit because women always want some shit. 9 out of 10, whether they know what it is or not. You know what I'm saying? But
Not to cut you off, Pete, but I
yeah,
ain't
no,
laughing at you. I'm laughing because my wife sent me a message saying like I'm about done with my drink.
Hey, I look. I'm about to text my wife and get me a drink.
mhm. Drank and
Hey
drank.
man. Hey,
So go
see,
ahead.
if your wife on the 8 ball when she see you almost done, that's just beside a bottle already ready. Like I see you
That's
busy,
right.
babe. Let me go ahead and refresh
Mhm.
that. She halfway there. She saw it. You know what I'm saying?
At
Once
least
you
you
see it,
saw
then
it. Yeah.
you got to put the action down. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
I know he right here. He working right now. He doing his
So wait a minute.
thing.
You trying to tell me my wife lacking? My wife lacking then, huh?
Nah,
Exactly.
you just found out. You just found out you wanted to drink.
Right.
Yeah.
Black came in drinking. Black came in sipping. He was already drinking night train.
Yeah.
Night
Hey
train.
Pete, I think you make an important point.
Nah, I told her
But
I'm gonna stretch it out. She like you killing it.
I'm gonna push back just a little bit though, because I don't know how any society builds without including some sort of responsibility for what the woman has to do, even if it's a focus on rearing the children or homeschooling, or there has to be some involvement. There has to be something for the woman to do, and so I say that it doesn't necessarily have to be equal, but it does need to be complementary. In other words, even if you go back as far as the Bible, where it talks about the woman being a helpmeet, right? The
Okay.
reason that she was installed as a helpmeet was because the man can't alone meet the obligation, right? So the woman was designed to be his help. So now the question is, in what ways can she help? She has to be assigned some level of responsibility. Otherwise, she's just sitting around bored. She has intelligence, she has capabilities, she can do something. So
Well,
in what way do you deploy her assets so that she can be a benefit too?
so let me say this. The thing is that there's like I said, I used I'm a boarding school or whatever, or whatever school he was building for the boys, right? Equally, they want a school built for the girls, teaching them the same things that the boys are. The problem is that men are bringing women to the conversation room where only men should be. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
so
why
a
I said
helpmate,
continuity.
a helpmate never said equality. Helpmate said helpmate, right? It doesn't mean equal to a man. It just means to assist him, more like a secretary, right?
Now, you said secretary. The book just
No,
said
no. I
help.
mean, I helpmate
You
is secretary.
relegated.
Helpmate, you could be secretary. It could be administrative assistant. That's a helpmate, right?
Well, but
When
I'm
you're
saying that's something that you've relegated though. That the book just says help. Now
a
we can
help, right?
define help
Well,
however
a
we
help,
want.
right? But what a helpmate is someone that helps you do something. Doesn't mean that they are equal to you. Doesn't mean that they get equal whatever. It just means they assist. They help. Now, the helpers we know are secretaries, administrative assistant. A CEO is making moves, right? Creating the things that he needs to create, and he needs the helpmate, which is a secretary to run the errands that he needs. Those will keep her busy. It will give her tasks to do. She doesn't have to do what he does. The problem is we're trying to teach men to be CEOs and women to be CEOs at the same time, not realizing that being a CEO is a competitive sport. So now you're creating women to compete with the same men you're trying to build to lead. So if you're going to have a school, okay, the boys should be taught to be CEOs and leaders and all of those things, and the girls need to be taught how to be secretaries, homemaids or whatever, and that's where you have the balance. You're not. People think balance is doing the same. It's not. That's actually collision. You know what I'm
No.
saying?
Can I push
It
back on that a
is.
little bit?
It is
Can I
collision.
push
When you
back?
do the same, when you do the same thing as the other person, you will
Can
collide.
I push back a little bit? Allow me to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
what I
yeah.
think.
You know, okay,
Right.
yeah, go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, I don't think that balance necessarily means that they're doing the same thing. Just like I don't think that just because you're training women that she has to necessarily be a co-CEO. I agree with you that we both can't do the same job. That's why it's a complementary balance. Salt doesn't do what pepper does. Pepper doesn't do what salt does. Which one is better? It doesn't matter which one is better. The point is that they both do a job. They both bring a full flavor body of seasoning to the product, right? So it's not a matter of which one is better, which one is worse. They're not even competing. They just work together to serve.
Let me
They
say
just
this:
work.
Are we talking about black people?
Let,
If we
come
talking
on,
about
man.
black people, you got to
We're
say
not going
Laurie.
to do that because
No,
we're
you
not
got
going to do
to say Laurie's because
because last week you said you didn't know what black was, so I'm not even going to do that.
Okay,
Right?
no,
So
I'm just saying. You said
I'm just
salt
sticking,
pepper. That's how.
I'm just
That's how
sticking with I'm just sticking with
black people use Laurie's.
I'm just
Use
sticking
salt.
with I'm just sticking with man and woman, right?
Right.
So in the grand scheme of things, you can, if you want, you can say, okay, I want my wife to be relegated to the role of secretary, while the next man might say, I want my wife to serve in the role of I might be CEO. I might want her to be, one step underneath that, not necessarily secretary, but maybe she's the CFO, right? Whereas I can hire somebody else to do secretarial duties if my wife is capable of doing CFO. So it's just a matter of what her abilities might be. Either way, I need her to offer a level of complement to what I'm doing that I might not be able to do. You see, so it doesn't have to necessarily relegate her to something so menial that I
Wait,
need
stop,
multiple
stop,
people to
wait,
do
whoa,
what she might
stop,
be
stop,
capable
stop.
of
Let,
doing.
let me stop the let me stop the capping. Okay, check this out. There's nothing more important than the secretary. Secretaries run the office. A secretary will tell you this office won't run without me. So being a secretary is a menial task. That's not an insult. Um, it- it's a necessity. What a but
Yeah,
even with
I
that being
think
I
said,
agree.
I think secretaries are attractive.
Is
yeah,
what?
I
Especially look, quick, look, hey, quick. Your fantasies, look, that's between you and your wife when we get off here. Baby, put on that
I didn't
secretary
even
dress.
say
So we can, yeah. I had a little extra wine. A little wine kicking in, baby. Wear that little
hey,
what you say.
secretary
You think is what?
blouse.
Black.
hey, to
Uh,
be fair, I don't really think secretaries are sexy. I think they're essential. You know what I think is sexy? Girls that work fast food. They got the little polyester pants. Polyester pants be doing
You,
something,
you just
bro.
want to get, you just want to give you some tacos, man.
Hey, the polyester pants be doing something, bro. I ain't on front, man.
See, look, he just played the plug. He gonna go. He's like, "Damn, I bought 2 tacos. I gave me 3." Shout out to the extra taco giver.
Hey, man, the polyester pants to get it, bro. Anyway, them little rayon joints make a booty look shiny. All right, but nah, but nah, no, okay. So here's a question that I want to ask guys. I got a question, and minus sex. If you took sex off the table, what do men expect women to bring to the table?
Good question. Good question. Is that who going first? Who you want that to go first?
You got it. You got it. You got it. What's that? A 40 ounce?
Well, no, it's just my water, man. I was supposed to drink this today, man. And I was sick. I thought drinking beer instead. I was drinking beer instead. Man,
You call us a black. You call us a black podcast, and you ain't got no slit small liquor.
Shout out to Slit Small Liquor.
I'm trying to wash away my sins from earlier today. I've been drinking I've had a few. Yeah. Man, you know,
he said secretary is the most important person in the office if you want to know what's going on or influence the power players.
Well, I'm gonna have Vaughn answer that question. Oak asks.
One more time. I got stuck reading the comments. One more time.
He was saying, besides sex, what do men expect
to
bring to the table?
Man, you know, at the risk of sounding a little bit on the sensitive side or soft side, my wife functions, you know, like a secretary in many regards, right? She does all kind of stuff, but she also serves as kind of like a mastermind, right? So I bounce real ideas off my wife, and there are things that I come up with as a result of talking with her that I wouldn't come up with by myself, right? And there in some ways, many times, she actually adds to my ideas and comes up with ideas that I wouldn't have come up with. So I think at the highest level, really, the woman can function, especially if it's a woman that's 10 toes down. She can function as a mastermind where you can engage in some very high level thinking that by yourself. And you're talking about talking with somebody that really got your back, right? So I can have a conversation with somebody that got my back like nobody else does. And I can get a higher level of productivity out of my life and out of my union than I would if I was just relying on somebody who I was just paying to work for me. So I'll leave it there. I just say at the very highest level, a mastermind, somebody I can mastermind with.
Man, that's crazy. I ain't think about paying them. All right, that's what's up.
You're gonna have to pay one way or another.
You saw the private chat, Quasi?
Yeah, man, I'm up here distracted. Got my drink for my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Cheese. You got the cheese platter and all of that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, shout out to the wife. Man. She got all kind of stuff over here, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to tell you. See what happened when somebody train your toddler, man. They excellent, bro. Turn the toddler to a secretary. Turn the toddler to a secretary, man.
That's why I said secretary is attractive.
Hey, secretaries are dope, man. See,
this is why Quasi's gonna have baby number 8. But let's go ahead.
We got baby number 8 because his pullout game is trash. She done spent the last 15 years learning Kegels. Now his game is trash. I love you, baby. I love you, baby. Every baby keep you here a little bit longer.
He put glue on his hips. He's stuck.
Extended that contract. That next baby contract.
He giving her duty. Like, you know, they don't even like kids after kids know how to read. I'm gonna keep her with a baby so she always got somebody to take care of. She feel needed. They turn 8, they don't need you no more. They can make their own peanut butter sandwich. Let's just keep them coming just so she has something to do.
Crazy said, I'm gonna make my own NBA team. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, one of them got to be somebody. You might have 7 does. You're gonna have one success story.
Mhm.
Somebody got to take care of daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Man, these days
man,
the culture is so
I'm
weak,
trying to
man.
get you over here to find you. You say you want to go to Japan, but you keep on sitting over there talking about these sixes unhinged.
So let me flip it back to you, because I guess I was the only one that really answered the question. Do you
I want
think that it's unreasonable? Go ahead, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Now I want to hear what P had to say.
Oh,
But
me? Oh,
yeah,
Okay,
devoid of sex, what do
yeah,
you
go
what
ahead,
do
dear
you
bro.
what do you expect women to bring
I
to the
fall back.
table?
Hey, let's
I fall back.
read
Go
some
ahead.
of these comments.
all right.
And
Let
drop it
P
in the comments too.
watch his
Yo,
children.
everybody in the comments. In the comments, drop y'all answer, man. I'm doing a survey.
Let's see. What Mitchell?
What
Mitchell
do women
going
bring
off
to the
on?
table?
He going off on Vine right now.
Yeah,
They
bitch.
got
Who, Michelle?
They got
They
me.
say
they
Mitchell.
got a love they got a
That's
love hate
bitch.
relationship.
They
They
got
got
love hate
love.
relationship.
I thought it was a girl. I get so much attention from him. I thought it was
Oh, see,
somebody that
there
was
we go.
kind of
There we
sweet on
go.
him.
Uh-oh.
Now you want to fight me. I don't want to
Oh,
fight
Wait,
you, bro.
yeah.
We
oh,
neither one of us gain anything from that, bro. We all
I,
right.
It'd be hilarious if me, a woman, stomped it out. While he's
Let's see,
on
what's this?
mm-hmm.
We ain't got to fight, bro. If you
Wait,
jab me, I got
Quincy
you.
say pulling
Jab
out
you
is for
back.
quitters. Shout out to Quincy for not quitting. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Quincy for not quitting. Shout out to Quincy for keeping light skin alive. My brother, keep it on.
I, um,
Yeah, they all light skinned too, boy.
Hey, I don't know if you seen my video. You know what I'm saying? It was Goey the Pimp. It's my uncle. You know what I'm saying? We trying to resurrect out the Midwest the
Okay.
light skinned nigga nation. Busy Bone had
There you
fucked it
go.
up for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So we got to resurrect the light skinned nigga nation.
I
You
never,
saw his son. As soon every son that's born, they get a bow tie and a brim.
you know, I,
You
when I,
got to get little man a brim now. You got him the bow tie. I saw that pic. You got to get him a nice. You got to find a nice little brim, boy.
Yeah. All right, man.
Absolute must, bro.
Let's bring this. Let's bring this to the Will Smith situation. Now you said what the issue
So I'm the
is.
only one that's going to answer the question.
Oh, you want me to answer the question? Okay. Well, we went into.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know. Well, speaking of the Will Smith in the thing, it looked like it's gonna be Mitch and Vaughn.
mention the Alchemist.
Mitch and the
We gonna
Alchemist. You know what I'm
we
saying?
gonna
They had
call
their own brawl
we
and
gonna
shit.
we gonna call it the
So
Alka Mitch. That's what we're gonna call
the
them fight.
Alchemist, right?
The Alka Mitch. That's what we're gonna call. No, the reason I asked the question, man, is because I keep seeing dudes ask girls what they bring to the table besides, outside of sex, and girls don't know. They be like hugs, and I'm
She
like,
said,
yo,
"I
I don't
am the
think.
table."
Right. Bitch, big as a table. She big as a table. But
Gotta
nah,
record that and use that as a drop.
nah, because when I do the marry your secretary course, man, I try to ask guys that same question. I'm like, yo, what do you want her to bring? Because first of all, you don't ask a girl nothing, you tell her. You got to build a bear. You know what I'm saying? Girls don't know shit until you tell them. So that's why I ask, because that's a huge factor in black men especially, but American men in general aren't taught how to vet their toddler. They taught, what I'm saying, sex and fried chicken. So anything outside of that is called oppression. And then she goes to a job and gets tasks and duties, and then that's called responsibility. Now she got employment. And I just don't understand why a woman can cater to a corporate logo, but she can't cater to the dick she's sucking. And then I was like, it just occurred to me one day, like, I don't think dudes really know what they want from a girl. So, it just as an assistant. Like I know what I want from the guys. I know who I want on security, who I want, what I'm saying, uh selling sponsorships or whatever the case may be, or you put an ad out and you say if you make an ad on Indeed or Career Builder, you say this is the position. I'm looking for wife. I need you to do this, and this. The salary is this. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn it. In addition, overtime, you got to learn how to do Kegels and whatever. But there's a list of things, You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get too Patreon with it. You know what I'm saying? Get the marry your secretary course. But I just don't think that guys know what they want. I think a lot of guys get lucky, and the guys that get lucky, man, it's that's the Willy Wonka golden ticket, and I don't begrudge them that. My begrudgement is niggas get the Wonka ticket, and it's only 5 fucking tickets, and they be like, everybody can go to Willy Wonka's factory. I'm like, no, motherfucker, it was only 5 tickets.
Tickets.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
You know,
so
I think you make a real good point, bro. That most of us don't know what we want, and I would be lying if I
What's
said I
going
knew.
on, Internet Land? I want to send a reminder to Cash App Tribe Power and donate some love to these gentlemen that's giving their time and their passion. Enjoy the show.
I'll be, boy. Mitch pissed off at me, boy. Golly, I must have struck a nerve. Hey, you can't dish it out if you can't take it. That's all. He said his head up. Look. Here's what I say to that.
Mitch helps with algorithms though. Shout out to Mitch.
Yeah, shout out to Mitch, man. Appreciate it. Keep them insults coming, man. I love it. I don't take shit personal, no way. But here's a lot of us do get lucky, man. If you would have asked me at 18 when I was getting married what I wanted in a wife, I wouldn't have been able to answer that question. So I won't say lucky. I will say that I was fortunate in getting what I got. But at the same time, I think acknowledging that we don't know what we want is to also acknowledge the failure in our culture to cultivate men, right? Because most men wouldn't be able to answer that question at an early age. We don't know until we see.
Always going to secretary.
I always wanted a secretary too, man. Before I called her a secretary, I called her a trusty assistant. I always wanted a trusty assistant. I'm like, bitch, go out
Because
here.
I knew I had big visions since I was a young child. You know what I'm saying? I had a great grandfather who was a hustler. You know what I'm saying? Had
You think you're an
13
exception
children.
to the rule, or you think that's common?
I might be the I might be the exception. I'm just going off my experience there. I wanted a big legacy ever since I was young, man. You know what I'm saying? And then when I'm in my teenage, I'm gonna give it. Master P influenced me to even go bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I knew, and then look, I know media influence and stuff. Then I see Scarface talking about with the right woman, I can go to the top. You know what I'm saying?
But he didn't pick the right woman though.
Nah, he didn't. Now, I
Right.
actually got a video that I'm gonna be breaking down this little clip of him and his wife getting into it when they was drunk and eating at the restaurant. Anyway,
But I say the same.
the point is, I knew what I wanted. You know what I'm saying?
I think most men do. We just have different titles for them. For me, it would. Well, here's the thing, right? At the time, not knowing the title of secretary or even considering it, but the task of the secretary is what I wanted. So, but we would call that a housewife. You know what I'm saying? Or a helpmate or whatever. It's just the titles have changed, right? Like it used to be secretary, now it's administrative assistant. You know, then it'll be rebranded as something else when women get tired of being called administrative assistant. You know, maybe the LGBT get involved and they call it work person.
Right.
I don't know, right?
You know, however they want to rebrand stuff.
However they want to rebrand it, right? So, but the original brand was just a housewife, right? She did the task that a secretary would do. That's what we just called it. So most men want that, right? Because especially men who intend to be leaders always wanted that, right? They'd be like, look, I want to take care of the bills. I want to take care of I just need you to handle the kids. I need you to handle things that paperwork and stuff. So I don't have to focus on that. I could just focus on getting the bread. So not being as descriptive as now. Now, if you ask me now, yeah, I would be like, yo, a secretary, because someone who takes instructions and takes them well and then knows how to execute the instructions I give, who gives assistance when necessary. Even secretaries do kind of like think tank, like you said, even as your wife, right? They remember they're out in the field. They're dealing with so-and-so. They see the little things coming, and doesn't mean that they don't throw ideas and stuff into the pot, but for the main part of the job is to be able to take instructions. I think men may have later wavered to having to accept less because for some reason she could submit to the dick but can't, submit enough to make you a turkey sandwich exactly how you like it. A certain amount of turkey, certain amount of cheese, thinly sliced tomato with a little bit of lettuce on, rye bread. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to
You
Rye
know, you
Bread.
know what I think because of the mentality of the culture, um, a lot of young males just don't want pussy. They don't want to build. You know what I'm saying? They don't
I
want to
don't,
build.
I don't, I don't think that's a fair assessment. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that's, because I think
Now I'm talking
boys.
about. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about men like us. I'm talking about.
Talking about boys 15, 16 years old. I
Yeah,
think
we
it's
I'm
all
two.
talking
want
about me. I fit that description.
I
I
think
fit
it's
that
two different
description. That's what
things
I
though.
wanted.
I think that's two different things. I think the 16-year-old me wanted to have my own money and be part of something bigger, but I didn't think of girls as being part of something bigger. I thought of girls as something to do after 9 o'clock when I was grinding. I got to go to the crib. Like, man, I'm be nice to slide through with a shorty. I I I never saw them as a partner because they not no fucking partner. You know what I'm saying? I saw them as girls want to be a partner, but they not. You know what I'm saying? They're not a person that you can tell your secrets to, generally speaking. They're not a person that can help you create what it is that you're trying to create. There's somebody that's looking for you to tell them what to do so they can help you. So it's a partnership like that when they're young. Once they hit 25, they don't even want to do that. But you get an 18-year-old girl, she'll put a kilo on her coochie and hop on the Greyhound. They looking for somebody to tell them what to do. So you got to know what to do, which means you got to talk to the big homies because the big homies is grooming you. For some reason, everything that's functional in life, women don't like. Liberal women don't like, especially. So they'll say, yo, he wants a young girl so he can groom her. Fuck yeah. Just like I want young boys so I can groom them. Just like you send your fucking sons to the coach so your son can groom him how to be a man because you don't know what the fuck you doing. Yes, men are teachers. Men want to be groomed. Part of the problem is a lot of teaching positions are led by women, so y'all think women are teachers, but all the answers in the back of the book. Y'all don't know shit. The so it's not that the 16-year-old boys don't want to build. It's that the 16-year-old boys are told they got to build with the girls, and girls don't want to build. Girls ain't builders. Girls seek comfort. Building is uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of the problem. Like y'all was talking about earlier when y'all was talking about they want to lead, they want to teach the boys how to lead and the girls how to lead. That's how the Boy Scouts got fucked up. Because the Girl Scouts like we can't do nothing. The boys go camping, the boys go fishing. All we do is sell cookies and learn how to sew. I don't want to learn how to sew. I want to do what the boys do. So instead of revamping their program so girls can do something comparable, they say fuck it. We just gonna put the girls with the boys. That was a F7 a control 7 move to take the girl handbook and F7 it and change boys to girls, but they didn't want to do that because the girls said we had to invade boys' private space. So now the experience I had when I was a Boy Scout, when I went camping and me and the guys snuck out the camp to knock down other people's tents and cause little petty kid mischief and talk about girls. We can't talk about girls because now we got girls. You know what I'm saying? We can't go knock down boys can't knock down other troops' tents because she's snitching. She's snitching at the first pressure. You know what I'm saying? So
And
everything.
and on top of that, it could be considered some type of assault, sexual assault. Because if you did it, a boy did it to a boy, and you caught him in his boxers, what the hell? Did you catch a girl in her panties? Oh, that's sexual assault. My bad. Just wanted to add to that.
No, I'm saying because Liz is my Mitch. I just be reading Liz shit
Right.
like she's
You're
just a
not a
girl. She
true
don't know.
woman. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's just a girl. She don't know shit. So I just ignore her.
Wow,
But
when did you get to the point? When you know what you exactly what you wanted.
when did I know exactly what I
No,
wanted?
no, no, Bob. No, Bob. Asking when did
Oh,
he
well,
know?
Man, I had been married for several years, man. I mean, nobody really taught me that, man. And even being in the military and being around all those brothers, man, all those men, they wasn't really talking like that, man. And this is why I say I don't think that for you to have that type of understanding, even for y'all to have that type of understanding as young as you were, that you were looking for a secretary or that you were looking for somebody to help build your empire. I don't think that that's as common of an understanding as you think it is. Like I'm not saying that you didn't experience that in your spirit, but I'm saying with all of the brothers that I came in contact with, that represents a very small percentage of the type of
I will
understanding
say
that's out
that
here.
I'm not saying Oak's wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just going off my experience. I didn't meet too many people with the vision that I had at a young age. I
That's what I'm
didn't.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
At
Yeah.
least in Indianapolis, I didn't. Maybe
But
one here and there. But
but
maybe.
here's the difference though. Here's the difference. I got mentees in their 20s. Ain't nobody in their 20s talking to them like I talk to them in their 20s. When I was in my teens, I was fucking with niggas in their 30s. Cause they was I'm like, yo, I want an expedition, excursion, a Porsche truck. I want to have a crib in fucking River North. Man, how did you get there, man? You know what I'm saying? The lessons they taught me while they was trying to groom me to be who I wanted to be in my purpose, not to cause a lot of people don't have a purpose. They just want a girl. So if motherfuckers want to talk about girls, we can talk about girls. I could teach you how to sleep with any girl. I could piss Elizabeth off, meet her, and be like, "I'm sorry, you want 3 tacos? She'll give me some pussy," and she'll say she won't, but she will. Then she'll call me gay on social media, cause that's what girls do. The whole thing is, it's not about sex when it's about your purpose. It's about the mission, but it already got to be in you. It already got to be in you. Like I knew at 6 years old that I wanted people to call me Oak. I knew that at 6 years old. When my uncles was like, look at the smart kid. I'm like, I'm not a kid. A kid is baby goat. I'm Oak. And that transferred my whole life. My whole life, I didn't
That's
want to be my
exceptional.
sister, little brother. I didn't want to
That's
be
exceptional,
Edgar
bro.
grandbaby. You know what I'm saying?
But see, you the
That
kid
was
with the 200 IQ. You was the
now.
kid with the 200
No,
IQ.
I was a kid that just didn't want to be marginalized by a bunch of old people that was like, yo, I'm just a kid. Like I, I I didn't want that. So I wanted to be part of something bigger. I was like, yo, I just gotta have a name for myself. But that's what I wanted. It's the other people, all they want is to get money. So they start lemonade stands and you know what I'm saying, whatever, wash cars, because that's their goal. And I'm sure if they stay away from the drugs and alcohol and goddamn it liberal women, I'm sure they successful now. The we are who we were when we were kids. We just better versions of who we came out the coochie as. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, that was my thing. I was like, yo, I got goals in life that were very short-sighted goals because I was young. Like my goal was like, yo, my parents is nuts. I need to get the fuck out of my parents' house. How much money do it take to get my own little apartment? You know what I'm saying? That's a 17-year-old goal. Like, how the fuck I get out my people crib? Dad won't let me fuck. You know what I'm saying? God damn it, man. I'm only one nigga fucking the house. He ain't getting no pussy. Look, I just trying to get that. I got bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I do that? The girls weren't part. The girls came with the grind. When you grind, the girls come. When you establish a name, the girls come. When you're standing next to somebody they want to fuck, but they can't fuck, they'll fuck you to get to them. Like groupies. Groupies will fuck the security, fuck the homeboy, fuck the posse, just to get to Jay Z for Jay Z to be like, yo, I don't want that pussy. You fuck 5 niggas to get here. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, let me
Girls
ask you a
just
question. That answer that I gave about being able to mastermind with a woman, do you think that that's reasonable? You think that's too far of a reach? Like, what do you think about that?
I think a lot of people need a second mother. Um, I got a friend Rick. I swear to God, Rick need a second mother.
Uh, for
There's
that,
certain he fall back though. He
you
fall
fall
back.
back though.
The 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 thing is this. It's that's individual based. So that goes to the criteria what you need your secretary duties to be. So I'm not that's not a one size fit all. Cause me want to be like fuck everybody. I want to go to war with everybody. Cause everybody ops. It takes a special type of girl who wants to be with a guy who's like always at war to be his peace. I don't necessarily think these toddlers are my peace. You know what I'm saying? But for somebody else, if all they need is love because they never got the hug from their mother, then any woman to do as long as they have peace. And she'll motivate him to go to work when he don't want to work. This nigga couldn't keep a job until he get a girlfriend. Then all of a sudden he at work every day because he want to make sure she's straight. That's his motivation. He's not self motivated. I'm self motivated. Like when I met my first girlfriend, I'll tell you exactly how I met my first girlfriend. I met my first girlfriend because I went to college, came home, my mother had crashed my car. I'm mad about that. God damn it, man. I ain't got no fucking connects because all the connects got snatched up in the Fed sweep. God damn it, man. I'm trying to get to Cali, but I ain't got no bread. I end up working a little bullshit job selling timeshares. Just so I'm trying to get this money up because I'm my whole plan is to move to Cali because my man's just moved to Cali. He like the sweet out here. Cool. When I met my girl, this is a true story. I met her on a Sunday night before Thanksgiving. So whatever Sunday that is before Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving Thursday every year. I met her on Sunday night. I called her on. No, I gave her my. Matter of fact, I was so goddamn arrogant because I'm old. I was so arrogant. I went to this club and she brought me a plate. She was like, "Hey," I'm like, "Thank you." She came through, got a plate, brought me the plate. She was like, "Oh," I was like, "Thanks for the food." Her and her buddy was about to leave. They left. I'm so arrogant. I'm like, I think I want to holler at Shorty. Wrote my number down. Told another nigga, "Yo, run outside, go catch her car, and give her my number. Tell her to call me." Oh, nigga, do what you- nigga run out there, chase the car. Apparently they was pulling off. Shout out to him for catching the car. Goddamn it. She called me Monday or Tuesday. I say, "Man, Shorty, look, hey, tell me your story about your childhood rape. What you want to be when you grow up? How many kids you got? Y'all, all y'all stories the same. Go ahead. I got 45 minutes." Talk to her. I say, "Man, slide through my crib on Wednesday." This is how I know when I met her because that Wednesday, my entire family was going to Mississippi for Thanksgiving. So they left Wednesday night to be there on Thursday for Thanksgiving. She was pulling up when my family was pulling off. So I was like, "Yo, I ain't going to Mississippi. Fuck the family." And I remember uh, her coming through, and as soon as she walked in the door, she like, "You want to watch TV?" And I'm like, "Cool." And I just got naked. And she was like, "What?" I was like, "Look, shorty, I'm already naked. You can get naked or you can go home, but I'm at home and I'm already naked, B." And she was like, "Fuck it." And then, goddamn it, man, on Thanksgiving, I went back to her crib to hang out with her people. And shit, I was there for like 3 years. It was just that quick. Like, I didn't even know her or nothing. Because for me, my motivation was, "Yo, shorty, I'm going to give you this dick. You said you had your own apartment. I got to get the fuck up my parents' house." You know what I'm saying? And it just happened to work out. And she just happened to get lucky because she didn't know I was a hustler. She didn't know I grinded like I grind. You know what I'm saying? So she ended up giving me what I needed, which was somebody to shut the fuck up and let me do what I do. Because that's all she did. I didn't have a chance to think. It was just so much chaos going on in my crib because, parents argue. So I'm like, "Yo, I just need some space to think and to move and to not have to worry about XYZ, just simple shit." And she gave me that, and I rewarded her with a condo on the lake. You know what I'm saying? The It just worked out like that. It For me, but I already knew what I needed her to do. Look, shorty, all I need you to do is give me a key to your crib, let me use your car until I hustle up on the car, and occasionally throw one leg up. That's your only responsibility, because at that time, that's all I needed. Because I wasn't really looking for a girl, I was looking for convenience. And I found convenience, and I rewarded her for that. The next time I had a girlfriend, I was like, "I kind of know what I want. I want a trusty assistant. I would need you to pay what you cost me. I However the fuck we gonna do it, you need to pay what you cost me. I ain't trying to pimp you, I ain't trying to hustle you, but if it costs $20 for these shit, movies is a $50 date, easy. If it costs 50, if you want to go to the show on Friday, then that means that during the course of this week, you need to save me $50 somewhere along this motherfucking road. That means we ain't eating out. That means, goddamn it, man, don't ask me for no money for no leggings, nothing, because you gotta save me 50 for me to spend this 50 at the show. You know what I'm saying? Just break me even. I don't want you to cost me. You know what I'm saying? So it was a life transition of figuring out what I needed for a motherfucker to make me better. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think a girl intrinsically makes me better. You know what I'm saying? And that it don't make she bad people. It's just me. I am already like the guys I was fucking with make me better because they the ones that offer the opportunities. They the ones that came through and was like, "Yo, come out to Detroit, come out to Cali, come out to Sioux Falls, South Dakota." One thing I go to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, but I got 3 phone calls from Sioux Falls, South Dakota, like, "Oh, this where you need to be." Cool. So the guys put me on. You know what I'm saying? The women were there to reap the benefits of me being on, but I know why you here. I know you fucking me for this blue buggy. I know you like the leather couch. I know why you here. So this is what I need you to do in order for you to feel comfortable peeing naked at 2 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? At some point in the game, girls got life fucked up. Was like, I got my own crib. I can pee at 2 in the morning. Or if I sleep at your crib for 3 days, you need to go to the leasing office, put me on a lease because I've been fucking you for 3 days straight. Girls got the game fucked up, and guys got the game fucked up to get girls like they can't get another girl. Girls is more replace. The only thing you can replace quicker than a girl is water. You know what I'm saying? It's harder to get chicken
I think it
than it
depends
is to
on,
get a
I
girl.
think it depends on what you want. I think it depends on what you want from it. If you just want sex, then yeah, they're easy to replace. But if you're looking for something a little bit more substantial, then it becomes a little more challenging. So,
Here's the thing.
like to fill that secretarial role where she's not trying to rob you at the same time. You got all kind and there's different kinds of men too. Like, you sound like you more of a warrior. You want to conquer the world. Whereas, and there's a place for that. What I'm saying, it's different levels of men or different tiers or even just different categories, if you want to put it that way. And so we got to find what suits us. But as far as what I need from a woman, I want a little bit more than just sex.
Here's the thing. It always starts out with just that, right? That's your initial thing. I've never looked at a girl and said, "Damn, she
Yeah.
got a 720 credit score." It always starts out with just that. And then
Yeah.
from there we build up. We build up like, okay, now that we had sex and you've been over here, we've been hanging out. I enjoy your company. Now it's this, and this, right? Women go the other way around. They say, "What do you have?" And then she goes down to sex because sex doesn't mean anything to girls because they already put all type of paper, plastic, and metal shit in her pussy to come without you. So they don't care about the sex as much as men care about the sex because that's our purpose of being there, and they know it's our purpose of being there. And then that's the first thing they do is like, yo, let me give him what I know he wants, so he'll be around. But like, shorty, sex ain't all I want unless sex is all you got. So during that vetting process, when you ask them like, "What do you do for a living, shorty?" Like, what's your skill set? And they tell you, then you say, "Okay, we had sex. Now I need you to do exactly what you do for your employer for me." That's where the disconnect comes through, right? Because that feels like work, but relationships are work. You know what I'm saying? Like when Liz say you gotta give a woman, you gotta give a person what you want to receive. That's not true. It's not true at all. That's a masculine shit. I need to get what I
Mm.
ask for, what I need. Cause what you need ain't what I need. You need attention. I don't need your fucking attention. I can sit still and be cool. You need excitement because y'all not funny. I'm funny. I gotta crack jokes to make you feel like I'm charming. You ain't charming. You there. You want somebody to provide you with Tyler essentials like food, shelter, clothing, and maybe even transportation. If I got to do that, I don't need you to get me a place to stay because I gave you a place to stay. It's not tit for tat. You need to do what the fuck I asked you to do.
Oh,
Hey
what?
man, you want what you want.
Woo, facts.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
you
Got.
want what you
I
want.
heard a pin drop. I had a pin drop after that. Where that pin drop come from? But look, I'm gonna say it like this. All right.
I mean,
From a marriage experience, right? I know, like I agree with. Oh, you gotta be self motivated. You know what I'm saying? You can't be out here trying to be a builder bear by a woman. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be self motivated, which I was before I had my wife.
yep.
You know, but here's the other side though. When you have a good woman, and I believe what Elizabeth Taylor is saying is like what you it's like a garden. What seeds you plant, you gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So when you have a good woman, right? The type that's willing to fall in place. You know what I'm saying? Due to what type of man you are. The type of man you are, you automatically gonna put something in. Just like with us, we becoming strong ever since we hooked up. Becoming stronger and stronger. Relationship is building because we putting into each other, right? The thing is, when you got a good woman, man, that is not a Jada Pinkett, right? that's not looking making you look bad out here. You see what I'm saying? You got a good woman who's their secretary, the administrative assistant, whatever name you want to call it, that helped me, right? When I'm out with my woman, my wife, when I'm engaging with men out here in this eastern world, how they see how she conduct around me, right? Motherfuckers be like, right? They be like, man, bro. They be like, salute, right? Then after that, motherfuckers share shit with me. You know what I'm saying? Info, game on fields I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Doors to potential other resources, connections, shit like that, based off my wife's conduct. You see what I'm saying? So that's I'm telling that off experience. You see what I'm
I got a
saying?
I got an issue with that, but go ahead.
You got an issue with it, but it's just reality, man.
It
You
is
know what I'm
reality.
saying?
That's my issue. But go ahead.
Yeah.
No, here's my issue. I'll tell you what my issue. I think that's phenomenal. Here's my issue with that. Black men judge other men based on his woman. I don't like that shit. You
But it
know what
ain't
I'm
just
saying?
black men. It's men overseas that
Yeah,
do it.
okay, okay. Men in general.
Yeah.
Men judge other men based on his woman, and people judge women based on the behavior of the children, right?
Hmm.
So, because if you got badass kids, you're a badass mom, right?
Right.
They don't even really put that on dad, because the kids don't even be bad around dad, because all
Right.
dad got
Right.
to be like, yeah. So, if you got bad kids, you're a bad mom. If you're a reckless mate, you're a bad man, right? So the reason that they always elect married men to be president is because they figure a man that's married knows sacrifice and duty, and he got something to lose, so he won't push that button. You know what I'm saying? Blow up the world. Like fuck this shit. Um, but that's gonna change because as soon as they get a gay president, then that's out the window.
Soon as already did.
Twice, because dick riding for Biden for Biden. Eh,
Well, no, no. One was gay, one is just a pedo.
Uh, shut up. Yeah, pedos don't really care what the gender is, do they? They
Oh
just
yeah,
like
you're right. They don't care, right? It's like, hey, as
as
long as
long
they're
as
under
eight,
12,
yeah, as long as they're under 12, it's
this
good.
Mr. Sniff their hair. Hey,
No, no, I rock with you. All right, I'm gonna get. I agree with you, crazy. I just don't like that shit. I didn't say you was wrong. I just said I don't
Right.
like that
Right.
shit.
Right.
can I say
Yeah.
one part on that part?
Go ahead.
And because you have somebody like Liz who'll get down here and say, do this, do this. What I hate is this generalization, right? How do you meet her? Because there's no woman that I've heard that said she wasn't a good girl. Every girl, no matter what, no matter how many shit she's done, how many men she's crossed over, how many men she's set up, how many dicks she done sucked, she a good girl. You never heard any woman come out and say, yo, I'm on some bullshit. I'm on this. I'm not really a good girl. They all take the assumption that they are. And so, you know, how do you dictate what's a good girl?
I
I
don't give a
like the
fuck
way
what
you
girls
did.
are.
Well, I like what Quasi did. He was like, hey, she fell in line with what I was doing, which is a secretary, right? In a sense. So my point is that you say once you got a good girl, but how many good girls are there? And how many men actually have them? Like, look at Jada. Everybody look. Here's the funny thing. Everybody loved Jada and Will in the beginning.
Because of Will, because everyone loves Will.
Everybody, well, yeah. Well, and Jada was
People
the
fell in love
ghetto
with the fantasy.
crush
They
or
fell in
whatever.
love with they fell in love
Uh,
with the marketing of Jada and Will. People
Right.
correct.
people fell in love with the marketing and the propaganda of Jada and Will. We still don't even know who Jada
And
and to keep it a buck, I think they might be into some weirdo shit that we don't know them
I'm
outside
I'm
of what we see on
I'm
TV.
sure going by their kids. Everybody loves Stephen and Aisha Curry because they love
Yeah.
Steph. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? There's a lot of relationships that everybody loved because of the guy was awesome. People feel a certain type of way about Beyonce and Jay-Z because they ain't really feeling Jay like that. Think Beyonce could do better, even though she can't. You know what I'm saying? But that goes back to judging men by their woman. So now Jay-Z has an elongated career because Jay-Z should be doing the fucking tours with Cool Mo D in them. You know what I'm saying? But instead of being on old school tours, he's still doing major markets because he's going on tour with Beyonce. So that was a great business move.
Let me pause right there. You know why a lot of men judge men by their
Right?
woman?
Hold on. Okay, what is
You
this?
know why? You know why they do? Because if I see you got a effed up woman, nigga, you chose that.
I agree
You know
with
what I'm
that.
saying?
But all these hot chicks crazy
See the
too.
return.
You'll never see me with a girl that's less than an 8, but
Can
every
we
day I want
address
to kill
this
her.
one right here? This comment. So no one said tit for tat. You give a woman what she desires, and she will fulfill your desires.
That's not how life works at all, but okay. Um,
But see what I'm
Look,
saying?
man,
This is not. Do you agree
mindset
with
of it
that?
is, man, that
Do you
well,
agree with that, Vaughn? You give
to
a
some
woman what
degree,
she
yeah,
desires.
I don't have a. Not, well, let me say it this way: not
I
every
mean,
woman,
you can't
right?
you
It has
can't
to
just
be
grab a woman and just do anything and think she's gonna be your secretary.
right,
That's
Right.
what she's saying.
right.
That's
and
just what she's
no, no,
saying.
no, no.
Yeah,
What she's saying is men have to give first and then she'll reciprocate,
She
and that's not
reciprocate.
true because y'all spoiled ass toddlers. What y'all need to do is what the fuck I asked you to do, and then you're rewarded by a desire at a time. Because people never there's no upper limit to tolerance. There's no upper limit to Tyler's desires. You could take her ass to Disney World, pay $5,000 to see Mickey. She'll be like, yo, that was cool. 3 days later, when you get to the crib, she's like, yo, I need another vacation. That was fun. Like, bitch, we just came from vacation. You don't treat me right. Look, y'all can't be happy. Your happiness has to come from making a man happy for you to sustain happiness. It's not my job to make you happy. It's not my job to fulfill your desires. What you need to do is put your suggestion in the suggestion box, and then on Wednesdays, we'll talk about it at the team meeting. But it ain't my job to fulfill your desires. Love is duty. It's my job to fulfill my duty. And it's your job to fulfill my duty if you my secretary. And then you're rewarded every once in a while with a desire. Y'all got shit fucked up.
That's only that's only part true, bro. Love, but that duty requires some fuel, right? And part of what it takes for a woman to do that duty is what fuel are you gassing her up with? She ain't gonna just do
I
that
don't give
shit
a
just because
I don't give
it
a shit
says
what
so
I
one
best
day.
up. See, hold on, wait. Her happiness isn't important to me because
Yeah,
they not
I'm just
happy.
saying that's just what it is.
No, my happiness is important to me. Her making me happy fuels me to make her happy. It's not the other way around because girls is never happy. You don't even know what the fuck you want to eat.
I
So if
didn't
I
put an
take you
order
to
on it.
no, no, I'm just no, I
I'm
understand
not
what you're
putting an order
saying,
on it.
but
You still
I'm
said it.
saying, but no, I'm giving her the responsibility to make a motherfucker want to do that. She thinks people should do that, and then I'll reciprocate. No, motherfucker, you do it, and then dudes will be like, "Yo, that's a good girl. What she need? She need a new car. Fuck it, I'll co-sign that car because you're a good dude. My girl didn't get shit from me. Not a girl I ever fuck with got shit from me because she had desires. I didn't give a fuck. It
You
was the
said it.
time. If
You said it
it
best
was
a
a
long
time.
time ago, bro. I remember one day on the post, me and you were going back and forth. We were just talking about relationships, and you put it in words that I hadn't used in a long time. You said the relationship is symbiotic,
It
right?
is symbiotic.
And it doesn't really, yeah. So it to me, it's not a matter of who goes first and who does the most and all that other stuff.
But
It's
babe,
just
but
that
here's the thing, men
it,
always go first. But men always go first though. Think about it. It's
no,
very rare
they
that you
don't.
meet a girl.
Yes, you
It's
do.
it's very rare that you meet a girl and you don't approach her. It's very rare that you don't ask for the number. It's very rare that you don't do the follow up. It's very rare that you don't find a way to entertain her first, all the way up until the moment of sex. Right? You already went first. Because you had to fulfill some type of need in her, whether it was feeding the loneliness, entertaining her, she just need whatever the fuck the need was. You had to diagnose what she was looking for and be that in order for her to be with you. So you already went first. In order to maintain this, shorty, you need to start sliding through right now, nigga. Not now, but right now. With yo, before I even asked, nigga, crazy wife was like, damn, your glass getting empty. You know what I'm saying? God damn it, you gotta perceive the need and be like, and for that she gonna get an eighth baby. I'm pretty sure. You know what I'm saying? God damn it, because
I'll tell you, I'm at 9. I'm at 9 for that. We need to go to school
you
now.
know what
I
I'm
see
saying?
crazy going to 9. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? The
Yeah,
problem
I
the
mean,
problem
I
with the
don't
will.
know.
Now let me just say this real quick,
Go ahead.
because I know he's trying to segue to the Will and Jada shit. The problem with Will and Jada and the problem with Steph and Aisha, and the problem with a lot of these relationships that we see are good because we like the man. We don't even know Jada career wasn't really popping. She was hood famous. Her career wasn't really popping until she got with Will. Will got her on the Matrix. Will got her a TV show. Will was the
Yep.
giver and Jada was the taker. It wasn't symbiotic. Jay-Z and Beyonce, for as much as I say they're not a power couple, because they independently but they kind of are though, because Beyonce keeps Jay-Z relevant and Jay-Z keeps her with new cribs. Whatever Beyonce's desire is. I don't know what her desires are. I'm not part of the Beehive, and I don't want to get Beehive stung. But they're more symbiotic. No, but I'm saying, but Jay and Bay is more symbiotic than Steph and Aisha. You know what I'm saying? Aisha got
Yep.
pub
I agree.
because she made a tweet saying that man, women should be covered up, be a modest wife, represent your husband well. That's when men said, well, I don't know who Aisha is, but that's how she feels. That's the type of wife we want. She made it a relationship goal, and until she didn't. Until she was like, "Yo, men don't holler at me. Men don't holler at you,
Yep.
shorty, because men respect your man. Like you don't even understand that we self check ourselves because of respect we have for your husband. You too dumb to see that. Like, oh, niggas don't holler at me. I feel ugly. Bitch, we love Steph. You know what I'm saying? Girls is goofy. They don't know shit. They just do shit, and they do destructive shit just to see how much bullshit. Because they think the amount of bullshit you accept is the amount of love that you have for them. Man, fuck out of here. Look, so no, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that. Check this out, Liz. I will only choose a woman who feels motivated to give me sex. Sex is an important part of a relationship. Sex is why he stopped when you was on the bus stop and was like, damn, instead of saying nice ass, he was like, you look beautiful. Yes, I do choose women who give me sex, but that's not all they do. Fuck, if I met you, you not gonna fuck me, but you think you're gonna be wifey by not fucking? Of course I want girls to give me sex. Girls is dumb. Anyway, so the the Jada thing doesn't shock me for the same reason that the Aisha Curry thing doesn't shock me, because at some point Tyler's gonna title. But I'm surprised, but I'm not shocked. If that makes sense. Like I didn't think they would go that route, but I'm not shocked. I don't.
Oh,
People.
let me ask you a question, bro. Do you think because do you think that somewhere along the line, because you talked about how many women that you've been through, right? And and I think even Pete alluded to something similar. Do you think that somewhere in that number, however many it was, that you could have had whatever role it is that you're expecting the woman to play, and that you just wasn't ready for her to play that role at that time that you may have come across that woman, or you just saying that out of all the women that you've been through, none of them have measured up to what it is that you're looking for at any point?
No, it's not that. I've met some cool girls across my journey. You know what I'm saying? For whatever situation, whatever circumstance, it just didn't work out. I've met some cool girls. That's how I know it's possible. Just because it didn't work out
Okay.
with those particular girls, but but I can. Okay, it's like if you're on your way to the store, if you walk to the store and the store 3 blocks away, you'll pass 400 people. You don't realize you passed 400 people, but you walk past 400 people in your little walk from the house to the store 3, 4 blocks away, right? You'll only remember the
Yep.
names of 3 or 4 people that have an impact on you, either because you see them all the time, so they're familiar faces, or they're your peoples. Like they left a footprint in the sand. You know what I'm saying? Most of those 400 people ain't gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? I remember the names of the people who meant something to me, and then some girls it's just like, man, shorty, I fucked that Jennifer Persuasions. I mean, it just depends, but most aren't memorable. Most. Mo- and the problem with women as they get older is they do even less and expect even more, right? So the y'all don't have these problems because y'all marry high school sweethearts. But once you get past 25, 30, girls start talking about all the shit they did for the last boyfriend they'll never do again, but all the shit you need to do in order to prove to her that she's worthy because she got worth of some goofy shit. So it gets even worse as they get older. You know what I'm saying? But then they also mad if you go younger because they're like, you trying to groom somebody. You fuck yeah, I'm trying to groom somebody. Everybody's trying to groom somebody. It's levels to this shit. High
Look,
school,
look, the reason that I part of the reason anyway that I asked you that question is it's kind of a two-part question, I guess.
Go ahead.
Um, do you think that because I wasn't focused at all on what I have right now, where I'm at in life right now. I didn't have any vision of this when I was, you know, doing what I was doing as a teenager, and even in my early 20s when I was married. So, do you think that part of the problem that we're having as men is because might be due to us being unfocused on whatever vision we might have? So, in the context of many of the women that we encounter, oftentimes we're just looking for sex, looking for relief, but we don't necessarily approach women with having a job in mind for her, but rather we looking for how we can relieve ourselves. That was fun, that was good, and then if it work out, it work out. But I'm saying rather than wasting time with so many women being focused on a certain role or a job position, if you want to call it that, that we trying to fulfill. Am I making myself clear on
You
that?
make yourself clear, but I don't even think it's that. Okay, the so many women thing is because so many women ain't shit. If it's good, I'll stay for a while. You know what I'm saying? So that's part of the vetting process. But you don't know a person if the sex or money is involved. So I just try to get the sex out the way so I can know the real you instead of this bullshit cosplay you're gonna give me for 6 months. The 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 I think the biggest I think but bigger than just wanting sex, I think men get comfortable. But it's men's goal to be comfortable because it doesn't take much for us to be all right. Right?
Right.
Women need to be entertained like children, but you don't know that until you put it in perspective, right? So the times in which the relationships didn't work out, and men don't really leave women. Women leave men. You know what I'm saying? If men decide to stay for a while, men don't leave. Men be like, "Fuck it, I'm playing my flag here."
It's not really
But
true, bro.
men don't really leave. Men
It's
run
not
through
really.
chicks. Men don't leave chicks. When men claim you and go in public with you, say this my girl. Men don't necessarily leave chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's facts.
I don't think
Yeah,
he's talking about. I don't think he's talking about hit it and quit it type
I
man.
ain't talking about hitting and quit it.
He's
I'm
talking
talking
about
about
men who actually take the girl like he's serious about her.
Right.
yeah,
Most
so
I'm with you on that. We're a lot slower to leave. Yeah, but
so
now,
so
but
even
that's part. That's only part true because a lot of times, like we'll check out emotionally even if we don't leave physically, right? So we may
but the
stop
dude
showing up in
wait
the
wait
marriage.
okay
You know what I'm
time
She
out.
saying?
doesn't check
Okay,
out emotionally. She
wait,
checks
wait,
out
wait,
emotionally
whoa, whoa,
too.
whoa,
No,
whoa, whoa. It don't matter if I check. Wait, no, 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 no. It don't matter if I check out emotionally if I still c-
sure it
create
does.
the task and
Yeah, it
duties.
does.
So no, it doesn't. It
No,
doesn't matter if
no,
Will Smith. No. It doesn't matter if Will Smith and Jada split up. If Will still smacking niggas over. It doesn't matter if I check out emotionally as long as
that's TV,
I'm
bro.
still fulfilling.
That's TV,
But
bro.
regardless, niggas
That's
do it every
TV.
day. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers sleep in separate bedrooms and still has shootouts for a wife they ain't fucked in 12 years. Look, what I'm saying is, as long as I fulfill the tasks and duties of the relationship, as long as I fulfill the tasks and duties of relationships, love is a fluid thing. Love comes and goes. So
Yeah,
we stay around long enough, I love you again. You know what I'm saying? But I still fulfill. I didn't stop paying the mortgage because I stopped loving you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't stop
I
cutting the
think like
grass because I stopped.
I think let
Shit.
me try to
It's
amend that. I think
I
like
don't
is a
know.
fluid thing, but love is the constant.
Mm, love is the constant.
Love is
Love is
because
what keeps.
love is yeah, love is measured by what I'm willing to do for you, the
Right. Love is
sacrifices that
duty.
I'm making.
Right. Like
Even
I
though, so
give you
even
that.
if I don't like your ass, right? Even if I don't
Right.
like you, I'm still gonna pay the mortgage. I'm still gonna pay the car
You
note.
talking
I'm still
about
gonna make sure you have
affection versus love, like you talking about like
yeah.
Right.
Well,
I may not
to
be
the
affectionate.
point that he was making, love is duty. I'm saying that those duties are how we measure what love is, right? But I might not like you, so that's
like
what ebbs and
affection
flows.
is an action. Affection can be an action of lust or love, but my duties is the constant love
Yeah,
that I am
Right.
doing for you, and
right.
we can rebuild the affection. You know what I'm saying? We can get over what we got over and
And
later
even
get
the
back.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah. We could.
we
One
could
one
even
day we'll
rebuild the
watch
like
it.
part.
Yeah. One day a movie that the first movie y'all ever saw together at the theater come on TV and you'd be like, yo, remember we used to like each other when that's it. That's why people break up and make up. The like comes back. The but
Yeah, it takes
my
effort
thing.
though, man.
It does. And my thing is, in the times it didn't work out for me, it's because I took for granted that Shorty you straight. Because Shorty you
Yeah,
straight.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't a a mistreatment. It wasn't like or infidelity and like that because I don't have to cheat to get more pussy. Like pussy is pussy. I Women have a strong thing. They had dreams men cheat. They think men have work bulls because they got work bulls. Most men don't really cheat because cheating takes effort. A man's cheating takes effort. Even when women cheat, it's a man's effort. Women cheat horribly. Men have to make women cheat better by not calling when your man there, not sending sexy texts, meeting up at rendezvous spots, not going to certain places. Men have to make that shit work. Women random as fuck. When women cheat, they leave one earring in your car or goddamn it, a stick of lipstick in your refrigerator. Like you going to get some milk. Like what the fuck? Girls is dumb. They just fuck up everything. Men have
But
to do
you
that
just
right.
made a point.
S-
You just made a point where you said you thought everything was okay until you learned that it wasn't. And I'm saying a lot of times I think um men, because we're so easily satisfied, and speaking generally, like because not all of us are not, right? But generally speaking, we're easily satisfied, we're content. And I think we tend to think that because we content, that we can just put it on autopilot. Like if I'm content, if I'm cool, she cool. But that's where the communication comes in. And I'm telling you, if you talk to people who, like, if you talk to Quasi, you know what I'm saying, he'll tell you that for them to last as long as they are, and for her to be filling his wine glass and doing the things that she does, I guarantee you, and I haven't even talked to him about this, but I guarantee you they have a very high level and healthy level of communication.
That's because
Right?
he
There
took
is no
ass out of
just leaning on
Indianapolis.
all
Yeah, took ass out of
that
Indianapolis.
too.
They all they got, nigga. They CMB. They all they got, nigga.
But
But the
she still is who she is though, right? And so even if you
but
would stay in Indianapolis, for that to be maintainable or sustainable is probably a better word, there has
here,
to be
here
something that, you know what I'm
I
saying?
agree with
Am
I
I
agree with
right on that, Black?
I agree with that. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. Why Quasi eat his cheese? That shit cheese good as shit. That nigga's chewing like a motherfucker.
Mhm.
Dimples popping.
Everything,
But
some wine, some brie.
hey, but here's the flip side of that. Um, the same thing messed up. The flip side of that is that that okay, like when my first girlfriend left me, I didn't know why she left until 20 years later when she came back to tell me why she left. Right, ran to me on Facebook. She
Why
left
she
because she
leave? Tell
felt
me why she leave.
she said because I handled everything so efficiently that felt like she didn't have a voice. And when I told her, yo,
Mm,
I need to lean on you real quick while I do something, she didn't know how to handle the pressure because I did everything because she was an accessory to my life. She was not my life. She was an accessory too.
right.
I buy the crib. You're part of the furniture, shorty. I appreciate you. My favorite part of furniture, though. You know what I'm saying? You the one I maintain the best. But you're part of the furniture. So when it was time for her to step up and do the same thing she was doing before I met her, she was like, "Yo, I think I could find another you." And 20 years later, she still ain't found another me because what she was looking
Wow.
for was a person to do all the things that I did for her. But she never realized I never did any of that shit for her. I did it for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't do anything for a woman I won't do for a man. That's just my personal code. I may do it differently for a woman, but I don't go outside my character, right? So even if I get you a crib, shorty, I bet the little niggas on the block if they good earners, I buy them box Chevys. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm doing something that's outside my character. So
Yeah,
what she was looking
I get
for
it.
what was a man of character, but all she found was men that wanted love. And goddamn it, it's easy, especially in the social media dynamic. It's easy for women to go get mad, right? Money, attention, and dick, right? But they can't get character because these niggas ain't got character. They just like you. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of niggas like girls more than they like themselves. So now
Mm.
you now you in a codependent relationship instead of just being a goddamn secretary and goddamn it, man, mopping the floor. Fuck. When I come in this bitch, don't move the furniture so goddamn much so I can come in drunk and walk in the crib in the dark. Don't trip over the goddamn love seat. Just don't say it, goddamn, just chill. You know what I'm saying? Keep the house clean though. Keep the house clean. Move the furniture a little bit, but moving in the morning, so I know. Don't move that shit when I'm gone. I come back and I'm falling and shit. Just little shit. Training
I
people.
feel See,
Oh,
you sound like you so efficient that there's no room for her to be your help. You know what I'm saying?
no,
And
no,
if you
that's not
put,
that's not true. She was a
or that was
huge
the
help.
truth with her, that was the scenario with her.
Like it no and all my girlfriends were huge helps. One of my girlfriends was actually the co she actually did the distribution for my books, and she did the animation for the kids books I did. For me to stick around, you have a use. You know what I'm saying? Or I wouldn't
Yeah,
stick around.
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
that they weren't helps. It's the fact that they felt it's okay, here's a difference. The difference is, do you have opinions or you do have suggestions, right? Because when
Okay.
everything going right, girls have suggestions like I think we should do. When things go wrong, women have opinions. This is what you should do. So
Mm.
can you keep that same energy? Because I'm keeping the same energy. Because I know all this ebb and flow is part of the grind. Life is like the stock market. You know what I'm saying? You can't always be bull. You know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
the thing is, they felt like they weren't being heard when I'm listening to everything you're saying, but I still have to do other shit. My goals in life is to do other shit. Your goals in life is to have me sit on this couch next to you and love you. That's not my goal in life. I got an hour or two to do that. I don't have
You
20
got to
hours a
balance. You got to
day.
give us something.
You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah, 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 yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why you hang out with your guys, you don't hang out with me? Because my guys' stories have a fucking ending, nigga. It's a point to the story. It's a beginning, a middle, and an end. Like, your stories ain't got no fucking ending. That's why I hang out with the guys. You don't even watch football. Fuck you talking about? Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
Aya
there's a
says, realistically, can we really said we cannot be self-serving and expect a relationship to work out, and we can't be self-serving and expect our relationship to. Okay, the same thing twice.
well,
That's a
don't be
Yeah,
self.
man.
misconception. I think that's a misconception about self-serving because everybody comes into relationships self-serving, right? Everybody wants something out of it, so they want to be served, right? Women always say it's funny. A woman would say, I think it was a woman that said that. All right, can't be self-serving and expect our relationship to work, right? But most times women do come in self-serving, right? I want to be taken out. I want to be looked after. I want to be protected. I want to feel safe. All of that is self. It's rare that you have a woman come in and say, "Hey,
Nah,
I
she's
want to."
saying only. It's just not written right. It's only for you. You know what I'm saying? Just like if I came in this relationship just to serve me only with this panel partnership,
Right.
this shit ain't gonna
I
work.
get that,
Yeah.
but a lot of times when folks say that, they are generally the most self-serving because you ask them,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? I get that. Some people live different. Some people say things because it sound good, and really what they're saying is, I don't feel I'm getting what I'm like. If I don't give her what she wants, I'm being self-serving. But at the same time, isn't she being self-serving by asking for something that I'm unwilling to give? You know what I mean? Has she considered my thing? That's where the calamity runs at. You know what I'm saying? Right? You're. I mean, think about it. Your lady come to you. Hey, I want to go on vacation. Okay, you look into the vacation. It's $2,000, but all you got in your savings is 3 grand. And you know if you give that 2,000, you're back to zero. And it took you a long time to get to 3 grand. But she feels like you're not serving her because you didn't want to do that. And so she might say, "Oh, you're self-serving. You only considering yourself. You're only one managing the money. I want to be spending it too." And she would say, "You're self-serving," but isn't she being self-serving by wanting something that you know? So my thing is, and I hear a lot of women always saying that, and then when the moment you ask them what do they want, and the first thing they say is, "I want a husband. I want to be married. I'm in sales, so we always have to worry on the word I. I have to avoid saying that when I'm selling. They say, I want a husband. I want to be married. I desire this. I want this. That's self serving. I remember a girl I was dating. I asked her, I mean, she was just saying it. I was like, you know, what's crazy? You always say what you want, but you never say what you want to be. You say, what do you mean? You always say you want to be married, or I desire to be married, or I want a husband, but everything is based on what you want. You never once said, I want to be a wife. I want to be this to a certain man. I don't
Pete, do
want to.
you think that men want to be married as much as women want to be married?
Do I think? Do they want to be married? I think so. I think more so. I think men have a better understanding of marriage
You
because
think
men
men want to be
understand.
married more so than women do?
Say that again.
I was just trying to make sure I understood you. You were saying that you think men want to be married more than women want to be married?
Well, we looked at the stats, and in current times, it's about equal, right? Statistically. And I can only go over stats because, you know, I think there was a time that maybe women may have wanted to be married more than men, and there was a time that men wanted to be married more than women. I would just say it's equal across the board, but I think men have a better idea what marriage is because when a man wants to marry, he understands duty up front. It's very rare unless you know he's what was the video you shared? She said honor and obey. That was the one that you shared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like now, if he wants his green card, that's different, right? But for the most part, men understand when they come into a marriage is duty. You know what I'm saying? When men marry, they want to be a husband. You would never hear men say, "Man, I want to be married, man. I want to be a wife." Many times, men claim who they want to be. Man, I want to be a dad. I want to be a good husband. I want to be a good father. They claim. You know what I'm saying? Women, even with children, don't say I want to be a good mother. It's like, I want children. Everything's I want this, like it's this. And so the most self-serving and most times is women. Men are the last to be self-serving. You
What's
got
going on, internet land? I want to send a reminder to Cash App Tribe Power and donate some love to these gentlemen that's giving their time and their passion. Enjoy the show.
and if
You
you
said
don't
men are the last. You said men are the last self-serving.
real last is self-serving. And I just want to make a comment. Yeah, donate, man. Quasi be coming through with the hats and the bow tie. The more you give him, the more bow ties he get, the more brims he rock. You know what I'm saying? You see, he got a fucking wine habit, right? Let's do this. Cash app, cash app. You know what I'm saying? We need more bottles and shit. You know, but I'm saying men automatically, right? Because what is the first thing you think as a man? Be protective to protect and provide. That is sacrifice. To provide, you're gonna do what it takes. Even if you gotta go on the streets and risk your life for the bread, you're gonna do it. If you gotta take some menial ass hard labor job, you're gonna do it. Why? Because you put your wife and or your woman and your kids front. That's it. And protect. If
But
shit pop up, you're the first one to take the bullet. You're the first one to take the charge, whatever it is. So men come in knowing they have to be
right,
serving. Women come in.
because men are
I
also
gotta be protected. I gotta feel safe. There's nothing that says I gotta make sure my husband is good. You know what I'm saying? Everything is always fixated on, oh, it's always lack of communication when she's unhappy. You know what I'm saying? Like Oak said he thought his lady was straight, which she should because he figured I handle most of the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Her only issue was I don't feel like I have a voice.
she wasn't talking about shit though.
Right. But
Girls,
I'm giving an example.
I know, but that's my
Yeah.
point. She wasn't talking about shit.
Right.
But
So,
but
can I
here,
finish this point? I'm gonna
go
finish this
ahead.
point.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying that utilizing that and many other situations, majority of times women are not uh, looking to serve their husband. Matter of fact, if you tell them that, they're gonna give you an issue because they feel their best service, which is crazy. They'll say men is all about sex, but to me, they are all about sex because the moment they give you the pussy, they don't feel they have to do nothing. She feel like I gave you the pussy and I don't have to make you a sandwich. You got a nut, even though she done came 5 times and you only came once. Because remember, women come more than you. She won't even make your sandwich, figuring, yo, damn, he put in work. He done fuck me for an hour and a half straight, put in all this energy. I at least got to make the motherfucker some fried chicken or something. She don't think like that. She like, all right, she gonna do what the fuck she wanna do, irregardless of what he says. I like that shit.
Here's the thing though, they got ownership fucked up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So men see everything as a possession, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not being self-serving. That men are just possessive creatures. It's my car, my parents, my whatever, and I'm gonna fight for mine, right? I'm gonna get down for mine, right? I don't have a problem with a dude fighting for his girl. I have a problem with dudes that think every black girl is his girl because they not your girls. But if it's his girl, I don't have no problem with that. Fighting for what's yours is a very masculine trait. But if you're my possession, which is what you are, especially if you the spouse, if then you should be cool with that and not see it as oppression. You should see it as 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 a compliment, right? Because when women get married, she show the fuck possess you. You don't even have a first name no more. Your new name is my husband. I've never met a married nigga who had a name. All y'all got the same name. My husband. My husband said, "Got with my husband." My husband. They
I'm
quick
affectionate.
to
I'm affectionately hubby.
yeah. It's she denotes ownership all the time. She talked to friends that knew you before she knew you and be like, yeah, cause my husband. Like motherfucker, crazy. Like no, but my husband. That's his name now, nigga. Like so they can denote ownership, but they can't accept being owned. Then they wonder why guys do so much stuff for their guys, because guys don't mind being owned. They be like, that's my boy. And his boy be happy, like, yo, that's my nigga. Guys take a bonding thing. The problem, especially when you talk about liberal women, regardless of race, but most black women are liberal just by default, is these bitches ain't never played a team sport. And then they did, they turned to a dyke. They have no concept of teamwork. They have no concept of camaraderie. So they don't know how to operate with another person that's like, yo, when I pass you the ball, shoot it. They be like, well, fuck it. It's my shit. I'm on the team. I got a jersey. Now everybody gotta listen to me. No. No. You at best you Scottie Pippen, but you might be Jeb Buechler. Like, don't nobody know you except the motherfuckers that's fans, bitch. Like, chill. You know what I'm saying? For instance, everybody knows Will and Jada. Nobody
Mhm.
know what the fuck. Nobody know what Denzel Washington wife do, and they've been together 40, 50 years, 40 years. She play her
Mhm.
position to the T. Like I just show up. She don't even get in the red carpet photos that much. You know what I'm saying? She's like I just
Right.
show up. I know my husband is the most sexually desired black man in movies. You know what I'm saying? And he's been there for 30 years straight. This nigga old, young girl still like, I fuck Denzel. Like, I know Denzel the man. This nigga can't act as nothing but Denzel, but he be Denzel in every movie and we get this money. And goddamn it, man. I just chill. Take care of the kids. I do my thing. Nobody knows who she is. And nobody needs to know, right? Nobody needs to know. He happy. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that's
That actually creates a lot of prevention. You know, you said
yeah,
protections and prevention. It creates a lot of prevention. Stand out that
yeah.
spotlight like that.
But Denzel is a nigga that here's what's so weird. Most popular people grew up, especially the minstrels, grew up in the most dire straits as children. But they have no concept of how motherfuckers move in dire straits, right? Denzel talks a lot about coming to Chicago. He had cousins that was vice lords. He was doing little petty crimes. All his niggas in the feds now or in prison, and he got out the game because his uncle gave him some game. Okay, cool. Denzel is very open about that now that his bread is so right that he can't be canceled, right? Denzel moves like a nigga who knows if I show you who my wife is, you might try to kidnap my wife, and I ain't got no ransom money for you, bruh. You know what I'm saying? He moves that way. While everybody else moves in a different type of way, like I'm gonna give my wife a voice. And there's never been a time that anybody's given their wife a voice and that shit worked out long term. It'll work out for a minute, but it won't work out long term because women are cantankerous. They're bored quickly, and the older they get, the more dumb shit they do, and they think it's not dumb. They think I'm doing me. I'm living my truth. I've been supporting this man for 15 years, and it's my turn. No, it's not. Shut the fuck up and sit down, nigga. 15 years you've been straight. You finna fuck it up trying to get him it. Be you. Be you over there.
Living her truth.
Live your
I'm
truth.
living my truth.
Now that's a soundbite.
Right.
But you got that.
Crazy. What's on that soundbite right there?
That's a soundbite.
I'm
But
living my truth. I'm gonna stick 100.
black women in general have a strong need to be more man than a man, and then find a man that can outman her acting like a man, and
Let me
then
ask you
say,
this: do you
That
think
makes them less of a man because they're raised by women, and women only what these black women raise killers, cowards, and gays. You
do you think because I think that each of us has a duality, right? None of us, like even the four of us sitting here as men, we're not all masculine. There's a feminine component to us, right? We agree on that.
I wouldn't call it feminine. We all got that chromosome though.
Yeah. Okay. I go with that. And the same thing is true with women. So if you put
Man,
men in a scenario where I'm just gonna flip it the way it happened, right? But if you take men and you put us in a scenario where we had to do more domesticated stuff, then over time, and you can see this right now playing out, we will become softer. We will become less hard, less aggressive, and more docile, right? And you can see that playing out as you see these young boys growing up in these 80% female-led households. They can't go hunt, they can't go kill a bear, right? So I'm saying with what has happened in America with these women being um given the liberty of not having to depend on a man, I'll say it that way, and now they're able to make as much money as men, many of them, and fend for themselves. That I think that creates a less feminine and even less compliant woman because now she want what she want, right? So when the government came through, for instance, and said, okay, well, I'm gonna take care of all your needs and you don't need no man, that creates a less compliant woman because she
okay?
doesn't need you in the same way that she would have needed you if the government wouldn't have came in and did that.
you said
You
two
agree with
different
that?
words. I agree with that, but I also want to point out that you said two different words.
Okay.
When it's her, she wants what she wants. I'm fucking come on, whatever. I want a spaceship. I ain't gonna fuck. But when it comes to men, it's what men provide needs. She doesn't need men because she can provide for her needs, and she wants what she wants. Those are two totally different conversations. Two totally different conversations.
Yeah,
Part of
yeah.
maturity, emotional maturity, is saying, "Yo, I'm in a good place right now." You know what I'm saying? And if I want, I got a cousin that is broke. They're broke, right? Because he didn't have the emotional maturity to do what he was supposed to do. Only reason he broke. He got $66,000 on PPP loans and was like, I'm gonna take vacations and I'm gonna fuck with my girl and we gonna go places and man, me and my girl and whatever she want, I got money. Until he had no money, then it's like, yo, cuz man, I really need this $50. Just had
Mm.
66,000, and I told you how to move. And you're like, fuck that, I can do it my own way. Sound like a cantankerous chick. Sound like the strong black woman that raised him. And and that's what ends up happening because they only raise killers, cowards, and gays. That's all the fuck they know how to do. They can't raise men, and they can't even support men. You know
They're
what I'm
not
saying? You
supposed
have
to. They're
no,
not
I mean
supposed
support. No, I mean even emotionally, psychologically. Like even when you say you kick ideas off your wife, they can't even fucking do that. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to build, I have to, I have to accept that I'm wrong, right?
to.
I
Yes.
have to say, yo, this is what I'm trying to do, and somebody has to say, that my greatest successes are people telling me what I can't do while they telling me how to do it all the time. I told a dude one time, I say, man, I wanna I wanna insure everybody in Cook County Jail, right? On 10-year term life insurance. That shit was like, I don't know, $9 a month. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I want to insure all these motherfuckers because I figure somebody got to come out of jail and get killed because they niggas, right? So, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, so the insurance, so the insurance guy told me you can't do that, and the reason you can't do that is blah 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 blah. This is how you do it, right? You can't do that because they're not related, they're not your employee, they're not whoa whoa. Oh, so really all you saying is I got to employ every nigga in jail. I could do that. You know what I'm saying? I could give them a commission based job. That way I ain't got to pay them. And then that they on payroll, I can insure them. You told me how to do it by telling me I can't do it. So even when I'm wrong, you learn a lesson from being wrong. Girls can't fucking be wrong. So how the fuck I'm gonna throw something off you? You can't be wrong. You just goofy, living your truth. You know what I'm saying?
Let
And
me
no,
ask
it's
you
just
this.
this. Go ahead.
If you flip it, and I know we got to close out, but I just want to, I'll ask this one last question and then I'll fall back. Uh, Hypothetical situation, right? We flip this whole scenario, and all of a sudden we got 80% of our households led by men, and just the complete opposite of what it is right now. But the homes are led by men. Do you think we still suffer a great imbalance in the final product, which is the children? Do you think that that imbalance still exists, just in a different way?
Hell, hell no, hell no. It's an easy fix. Once again, when men have shit, men want women. When women have shit, they don't need a man, right? Because women just want shit when it comes to a man. But if they need that man, they'll do what they have to do. If they need that job, they won't be 3 minutes late. When women know when the fuck they need shit and they act correctly, they sort let them tell it every day they come home from work. Something dramatic happened at the job. They always got a goddamn story. So do you work from home doing call center shit? You still got drama. You ain't got no fucking coworkers. You know what I'm saying? Like girls is just prone to just dumb. So if you reverse everything and it's 80% men running the household and men have primary custody of the kids, so she can't just be a kidnapper and destabilize the man that way, then she'll stay for the kids just like it's a million niggas stay in marriages for the kids. It's a lot of dudes scared to get divorced because they like, yo, if I get divorced, I won't have my kids. While girls could be like, well, fuck it, I'll leave this dude because I'm bored, and 80% divorce rate. So so when men are in control, women only do what men allow, right? You can say the government, but the government is being they're doing a role that men would traditionally do.
So if you
So if
get a hustle,
somebody doesn't somebody has to allow them to do shit. The problem isn't even that though. The problem is that women face no goddamn penalty. You got to
Yeah,
be able to put her in a closet for 3 days or choke her out or goddamn it, you know what I'm saying? Strip her naked, put an A on her forehead, make her walk through like Shane. Shane.
that's
You
why
got to be able,
culture is.
but you can't even do that because they want to come outside naked. They can't fight with clothes on, nigga. They got to get naked to fight. So she just probably start fights on her walk of shame like I'm already naked, b. Like these chicks don't have penalty and they always want to talk about incentives. That's why they say, well, if you fulfill her desires, no, why can't you do it? Because I choke you the fuck out. Because that's the nigga you stay with, the nigga that give you a black eye. So why are you trying to feed this horse shit to the populace? You know what I'm
You
saying?
got
You
to be able to
know,
acknowledge that that's a very high level that we experiencing a very high level of dysfunction, though. That's where that's coming from. So when you talk about women who just need to be choked out and all this other stuff that you just named, right?
it's
That's
no,
a
no, no. It's not. But before the need to be choked out, though, before they need to be, look, as because I done threw a couple girls out naked, and I talked to guys who actually went to that point, right? There's a commonality in that. To to abuse a woman is to abuse a child, right? The same. You don't get no wins for going head up with a 5-year old. You're supposed to be the 5-year old, and if a 5-year old beats you, then it's a lose lose, right? It's a lose lose. Same thing with a woman, except now these bitches big as fuck and they can take a punch. But besides that, like a traditional woman, you're supposed to be able to beat up a girl, but if the girl beats you up, it's still a loss. So there's no win to being that type of person. You know what I'm saying? That's a lack of emotional control on you. So the stages of getting your ass whipped is arguments, silence, leaving, shoulder shaking, choke out. All those things come before this nigga just start stomping your ears together. Nobody goes straight from the casserole is burnt into it doesn't happen. There's no level of penalty. And since there's no level of penalty, women will always keep pushing and they habitual line crosses. They'll
habitual,
always see how many
how
lines you can
far they
cross,
can go.
how far they can go, because there's no system of penalty. If you have 80% of men in control, then you can use sanctions. Like, look, shorty, you fuck up, nigga. No soup for you. It's like I like soup. But if you have no level of sanctions, no level of penalty, then they not gonna be good people anyway. They gonna revert to what a human being is when nobody gets to check them. Why don't I call a man a bitch? Because when I was a shorty, if you call a man a bitch, you get a mouth shot. Who want to get hit in the mouth for calling another man a bitch? So man, check this out, dog. I'm gonna take it. You can be a punk. You can be man. You can be a fag. You can be whatever. You're not gonna be a bitch because bitches come with mouth shots. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be late to my job if I want to keep my job because I know 15 minutes late is an automatic termination. That's like a no call, no show. So there's a penalty to that. These bitches have no penalty and they want to be rewarded with no penalty. It's all reward, reward, reward. I did this. Give me a Scooby snack. No, bitch. Sit your ass still. And if you
Von,
can't pay,
Von, Von got something to say that.
Your peers are other groups of men. You're stuck on competing with women.
That's the best you can do, Black. And I think you put a little too much treble in my voice too. I think I got a little more bass.
Hey man, I've been waiting for moments. Y'all ain't been giving them to me, so I just had to sneak one.
Hey, I need you to add some bass to that sound bite, man.
hey, that soundbite didn't do you right, man.
No, man. It made me sound like I don't know.
Hey, that's exactly how you are on the video, bro.
Yeah. I gotta own that one, man. I gotta own that one. I'll take it.
Man,
bro,
look,
it's been a good one.
it's been a good show though.
Yeah, let's
We
wrap
ain't
this
even,
up, fella.
let's get wrap it up.
Man.
All I'm saying is get you a Ryan Coogler chick. You know what I'm saying? Ryan Coogler. Okay, I just want to say this real quick because for those who don't know, Ryan Coogler was the person that what do you write Black Panther?
Yeah.
Um, he credits his wife, who wasn't his wife yet, because when he had a dream, she supported his dream. That's it. She got him the typewriter or the software, whatever, so he could write the scripts he wanted to write. She helped him pursue his dream, pursue his passion, and it worked out for him. And kudos to him for that, right? The 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 Ryan Coogler girls, the Greyhound chicks, the girls who will support you because they believe in your ability more than just your potential. Because potential ain't shit, but ability is. They believe in your ability, like you just not where you trying to be at. Those girl, he should have married her. He should have married her, and she deserves everything. The Will Smith situation was we already had a wife. Will had a wife that was with him when he was going through all the trials and tribulations, when he went broke after the parents just don't understand the debacle that was there when got him and he got the job at Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He wanted to be
Yep.
a celebrity couple type of thing. So that was a Will Smith decision, and it was a horrible decision. Jada
Yep.
said she turned him down 3 times. She only fucked with him because Tupac died.
Yep. She didn't want to be. She didn't even want him.
She didn't want him. So now you're pursuing somebody that doesn't want you, and then because you want them, that's that like shit. Like just because you like shit, don't mean the shit good for you, right? There's men, my man's who just called me talking about his brother-in-law in jail, whatever. His first, he had a child we didn't know about he had until the child was 17. I know this nigga since we was a kid. Never knew he had a daughter. We knew about
Wow.
his wife. We knew about his son. Never knew he had a daughter. He said, "Man, this girl took my shorty. It was my high school sweetheart. I loved her. I thought we was gonna be together." Kidnapped the kid till the kid was 18. Once the kid turned 18, she kicked the daughter out, sitting with him. Baby all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But and to his credit, he got rid of his daughter. Shout out to him. Um, because he didn't raise her. It's his seed, but it's not his child. If that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she was a destructive ass chick. But he didn't have an opportunity to raise her, so that's the product he got. But he was like, man, I've been paying child support for 14 years and I don't even see the kid. So, and the only reason he told us because the baby was about to turn 18, he was trying to figure out what you're gonna do because the mother was like, I'm gonna kick her out when she turn 18. He's like, damn, bitch, I don't even know her. So, but that was his first love, right? So love was a poor decision. His wife was about duty. His wife helped him build the little tiny empire he had before 2008 when they had 3, 4 investment properties. He was working, you know what I'm saying? So she helped him, and that's who he was with. You know what I'm saying? And I don't begrudge him that. I don't begrudge them that. All I'm saying is love is a female sport. Even though men are the
Mm,
arbiters of love,
mm.
women's sport is to reflect, project, or weaponize men's love. Women don't love shit. Women ain't happy. But but
Wow.
their happiness has to come from cultivating his love so he does shit for her. Because a man's love is pure. Men take care of everybody. Everybody. You can go to a cookout right now. You're gonna bring food, a bottle, you know what I'm saying? Get a man, good conversation, hugs with everybody. Men are the arbiter of love. You ever seen girls hang out? Girls don't do that shit. It's a handful of girls that do that shit, and they always marry. Because they're the only girls that know how to be friends with other people. But these single bitches, they don't have no friends. You know why? Because they have whore buddies. They 16 deep to go to fucking Cancun, but when they come back from Cancun, they all mad and shit. They ain't friends no more because one of them ain't getting no dick. Look, these,
So you say to give is masculine. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, no, to give is human. To give is human. Remember, I always say girls can fuck you or help you, but they can't do both. Girls will give until they fuck you, but to 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 give is human. What what I what I'm saying to love is masculine because love comes with conditions and duty, right? So I love you, so I do these things. I love you, so I allow you to do things that you would enjoy to do. I love you, so I love my kids, so my kids can know they were having a field trip for a whole goddamn week. Come to me Friday at 7 a.m. and say, Dad, I need you to sign this permission slip and give me $10. The fuck? How long you know about this? You know what I'm saying? But love is that. Like, okay, I'm here for the incidentals. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna have
Because
to
that,
flesh those thoughts out, man. I like where you're going, but I think it's a lot of meat on that. We gonna have to flesh that out. I like that.
but
I think
yeah,
we have to,
I
All
don't think
right,
he's
man.
wrong.
No, Bart
Dirty
had to
Folk.
prove that
Where
one.
can
He
they
was like,
find
"Yeah,
you,
I know
bro?
them. I know them. Last minute need to. You do this shit for 3 months, and you gonna come the day of."
Right. I need
Dirty Folk. Dirty Folk.
$5,000 to go to Africa with my friends because it's a field trip. Nigga, when you know that? I know it's up.
He had to laugh at that one because he knew he done probably went through that about 500, 600 times.
man.
Dirty Folk.
What up? What up?
Where can they find you, brother?
Hey, you know what? You can find me on Dirty Folks, on Facebook, Dirty Folks Podcast. On matter of fact, I just expanded the Dirty Folks Podcast. Dirty Folks Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iTunes, and Spotify. I decided to do some work this week. So like I'm a whole publisher, nigga, and I was like, yo, I be doing
That's dope,
comedy
man.
shit. So I don't know. I might snatch this one and put it on iTunes, see what it do. If it makes some money, split the bread with y'all. Because Lord knows, nigga, they don't pay shit. But it is what it is. I made 51 cents so far. I'm doing big numbers, baby. Big numbers.
That's what's
Bars, nigga.
up. That's what's up.
Pete, where can they find you?
Oh man. Hopefully in like 8 days you can find me on Facebook.
You in jail too?
Man, I've been in jail for 30. I did a 30, came out for like 3 days, and yo, I must have violated parole or some shit. And the motherfucker's like, yo, we're gonna slam you again. So I'm like, hey, whatever. You know how that shit go.
Uh,
Man, so that's it. Later down the line, I'll be on some stuff. But if you check out Dirty Folks channel, I'm on there. And of course on here, we do this every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Maybe Vaughn one day invite me to the Alchemist show. You know what I'm saying? But right now I'm just, I'm a podcast whore. I'm just,
a
on other people's
podcast.
podcasts. But yeah, check me on Facebook, Peter Huggins, Gorilla Cool. I also have GP Cool on Facebook. I probably have some other shit. We'll see. I think I'm on Instagram. I think I'm on Twitter. If it's probably, if you got a porn request, it could have been me or it could have been spam. I don't know. But yeah. Other than that, you can find me at the club, bottle full of bub.
Damn, I thought Mitchell went to bed.
She said, "Ron is an R. Kelly in real life."
Come on, Mitchie. Hey man, R. Kelly couldn't beat me on his best day.
Speaking of that, Robert, where can they find you?
On every Wednesday with this shit.
Speaking of that, Robert Kelly, where can they find you, bro?
Yeah, man, you can find
Wait
me.
a minute. He said, guess who? Oh man, go ahead, brother. My bad.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead, Sylvester Kelly.
Michelle love me. I got the love. Hey man, Michelle got so much love for me. I appreciate her, man. I got the Facebook page Love Alchemist. You know, I go live every Tuesday night at 7 with my own show.
Your show yesterday was alright too, by the way. Just sidebar. That was alright.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. I wish, I wanted you on there, man, but I just wasn't sure you was gonna be clean enough. I try to tailor it.
Man, I'm a man, so I take my shoes off at the door if that's the house rules.
Yeah, I dig it. We'll chop that up. So every Tuesday night on my Love Alchemist page, and he said, "I love you, but I will beat you unconscious."
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about my girlfriends, bro. That's how I feel about my girlfriends. Right.
Elizabeth Taylor said, "Mitchell loves you, Vaughn." Hey, look, I don't do tough talk, bro. And I don't even want to see you. I don't even want to go there with you, man. Neither one of us benefits from that scenario. I promise you. But you can find me every Tuesday night on the Love Alchemist page on Facebook. You can my website where you can get my products and my services is www.theconditionsoflove.com, and every Wednesday right here. So
got that book?
Also, I do got my book right here. Yeah, there you go. You can get my book at theconditionsoflove.com. There it is, the hard work book. My help me write that book, and also for marriage and relationship coaching services, you can email me at info@theconditionsoflove.com if you need relationship mastery services. That's it.
All right. Last but not least, Questy Black, the fly bow tie guy. You can find me on Facebook under Questy Black, Instagram, Nagasi at Nagasi Black, Twitter at Questy Folks. It's a little Midwest thing, Indiana at town in Chicago. Y'all don't know about that, but here you can find me Unspoken Truth TV. Sometimes I might be on the Dirty Folks channel. Sometimes I might be on the Love Alchemist show. So I want to end with this before I show other things that I got going. This is an example of when I asked the question, how do we get men to start getting together? You know what I mean? We a live example of that. Yeah. We men that don't agree on everything. Some things we agree with, some things we don't, but we still took the initiative to come together to do this and build something. You know what I'm saying? So this is a live example. We living what we're preaching, is what I'm trying to say. And I wish for more men to start doing that, so we can start creating things that give us leverage to accomplish things that we need to do, instead of being vulnerable out here, being individualistic in our lives, and not moving, and just sitting here complaining about what we ain't got going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But other than that, my wife got a book called Position Your Man to Win. You can get that on Amazon.
Hey, it's a hot title.
And it's, long story short, that's how I'm winning in this life. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. There's some gems in there for y'all. Those that subscribe to the Black Culture Mentality, we got the Black Wealth Matters merch. We need to close that gap. Group economics is my thing, and that's why my mission is to get more men together so we can do this group economics. That's why I asked these fellas to expose what they got going on, because we got to have this circle of dollars going around amongst each other. You know what I mean? And if you need, I've been marketing for since 2011. Got my breakthrough in 2013. Started making $1,000 days. So I had my ups and downs. At times when I'm flowing six figures, times where it was woo woo woo. But if you need any help, if you're ever interested on how to leverage the internet, reach out to me on Facebook and I can give you some gems. Married couples out there as well. If you need any somebody who has experience that can answer some questions for you, help you out in the areas that you stuck at, reach out to us on Facebook. We have services for that too. Other than that, y'all got anything else, fellas?
Hey, Mitchell just sent me some love, man. I love you back, brother. Ain't no hard feelings, man. We good as far as I'm concerned. But I'm gonna jab you if you jab me. Just know I can give it as good as I can take it.
Hey, it's good for the show. And I want to say shout out to all the returning visitors, Mitchell, especially you. You've been here every time. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate everybody that come out because the show wouldn't be nothing without y'all. I ask that everybody please share this so we can get more attendees here. Share it amongst your friends, share it amongst your co-workers, share it amongst your family members. Share. Because we love to continue to do these shows and
shout out to Oba
and make this thing, make this thing go forward. This thing that we're living, hooking up, becoming a lot as alliance allies, men coming together. Let's continue to get this growing. Let's take this what you see right now and make it bigger. So that's all I got.
Shout out to Oba for tuning in. Of course, Big Mitch. Shout out to Doja Boy.
Yeah, shout out to all.
Shout out to Liz Taylor. Shout out to
Marlo. I need you to get Liz pregnant. Pete, you gotta take one for the team. Get Liz pregnant, man.
All right. Shout out to Marlo. Shout out to Aya. Let me see who else. Tune in. Sincere Fly. I saw that. Hey, look.
Shout out to my boy Rich Ross. Hold on, I want to give a good shout out. Shout out to Rich Ross. That's a brother. I'm connecting my Facebook. He has a platform and everything. Shout out for sharing the show, man. He got on here not too long ago and shared it.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Terrence Johnson. What I'm about to say, Sincere Fly. Yeah, I'll be on my Burning Mat. Got 5 minutes. But that's it, man. I appreciate everybody, tuning in, commenting, sharing, all that good stuff. Cash apping, you know what I'm saying?
And send us monies. We need monies.
Yeah, we need that motivation.
We need that motivation. Man. I guarantee you donate and you're gonna see more bow ties, you're gonna see more brims, you'll see more.
Can't be high value without money. Give us money.
Exactly.
And we're trying to get some people on here that's big platforms. You know what I'm saying? So I got some things lined up for y'all.
We got giveaways too.
Support the show. Support the show because the show ain't gonna do nothing but get bigger and bigger. It's gonna get nothing but bigger and better and more entertaining, more educating for y'all.
I'm saving up to buy my first hat.
We just need this.
Hey, I'm trying to buy a slave, y'all. Send me money.
Hey, ain't that your way? Hold on, I'm bugging out.
Okay. I'm saving up to buy my first hat, bro.
Your first hat?
I'm gonna show up with a hat.
You gotta talk to Quasi the plug.
I gotta speak it into existence, don't I?
That's a plug right there. Come with a bow tie.
Yeah.
All right, much love to y'all. Y'all can never give too much love. Send them donations. We appreciate y'all. Till next time, till next Wednesday. We out.
Peace.